Looks like he's in it pretty good. What's that mile an hour going to read? That looked fast. Oh my, that looked fast. What's that mile an hour? 251.54 miles an hour. I told you it was going to be pretty exciting out here. What do you think about that? All right, up next we got Rick Van Egdom in his 08 Mitsubishi Evo. I know he's making some pretty good power in this thing, somewhere around 1,100 and change. Not sure who he's up against. Looks like a solo pass. Maybe not. He's up against Ryan Lewalski in his Z06. Mile an hour coming up. 186.49 for the Corvette. Evo, I'm still waiting for it. There we go. 144.23 miles an hour. We got Steve Tasca in an 09 GTR up against Bridget Lawakowski, 17 Cadillac CTSV. Looks like Tasca got out of it for a bit, got back in it. Mile an hour. Tasca with a 186.26, Bridget with a 166.11 in that CTSV. Up next, we got Ben Abrams in that 69 Camaro up against Mark in a Z06. Here comes Ben. That looked nice and strong to me. What's that mile an hour going to be? .45. Michael Jake in a 14 GTR. That's what you see there. That looked pretty fast. Going up against Mark in that Z06 in the far lane there. 182.11 for Michael Jake in that GTR. Mark in the Z06. Waiting for it to flash on my screen. Our fans in the stands can see it. How's my fans in the stands doing? Good. How's everybody at home? You enjoying this broadcast so far? We got Larry in that 16 McLaren 675, LT Eduardo in the 16 Z06. It's going to be McLaren for a mile an hour win. What's that look like? 158.28 to 148.17 in the Z06. Up next, Steve Becker, 16 Corvette up against Matthew Talbot in that BMW M5. 520 horsepower in the BMW, 600 in the Corvette claimed. There's our grid gal, Chrissy, right there. You can find her on Instagram, Chrissy for Cars. Give her a follow if you'd like. Looks like it's going to be BMW towing the Corvette down to the finish line. Mile an hour, I'm looking for it right here. 133.9 for the Corvette. Not seeing it on my screen for the M5. There we go, 154.48. Going up against Scott Rice in that 17 McLaren 570S. Nicely done. Mile an hour. Scott Rice in the McLaren 163.93 and Joshua 171.56 in that ZL1. Something tells me that car is not stock. He's claiming 1,000 horsepower, so it's been worked on. All right, up next, we got Patrick Kennedy in the English Racing GTR. This thing makes 2,100 horsepower and is a legit street car. Look like a nice, good, clean run. What's the mile an hour going to be? 217.81 miles an hour. Going to be happy with that. I know Patrick and his son are both, Patrick and his dad are both going to be running the car today. Up next, we got Jason, the 2011 Corvette, 500 horsepower. You can listen to that beat. Once again, welcome to the Drag 965 Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Excited to see everybody out here. Hopefully you're enjoying this at home. Some great coverage brought to you by Revolution.com. Mile an hour is coming up for Jason. Let's see what it is here. Dun, 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 dun. 150.96. We'll get David Dumond and a 13 GTR, 1,100 horsepower in this GTR coming up. I like the plate, Get Ugly. He's going to get down to business in that GTR. Here he comes. Good-looking car, 180.65 miles an hour. That's fantastic. Cody Chapman, 16 Cadillac CTS-V. That's what's up next. 1,100 horsepower, 1,050 foot-pounds of torque. Definitely not stock. Excited to see what's going to happen there. Let's have a listen. Look like a good clean run for him. Cody's mile an hour. $164.65. Up next, Kip Peterson 08 Mustang GT up against Mark Parker in a ZL1 Camaro. So now we got the classic Mustang on Camaro action. Who's it going to be? Good looking cars there. I always did like that view. For our fans at home, you know what I'm talking about. It's neck and neck for a bit. Looks like it's going to be the Camaro. Good looking pass for both of them. 140.01 miles an hour for Mark, 130.36 for Kip. A couple Corvettes coming up next. Misty Varga and Kevin Donzel. Traction issue there. Neck and neck to the finish line. Mile an hour coming up. Misty Varga with a 145.8. Kevin Donzel in the Z06, 146.1. Like I said, that was pretty close. There we go. We got Steve Pomona back in that fancy neon. The Green Goblin. He made some power and was pretty fast last year when he was here. I named it the Green Goblin because it was gobbling up all those little sedans. Chomp, chomp. But once again, to all of our viewers and everybody here live, excited to have everyone at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Revolution.com, and Shift Sector. Looks like we're going to have an interview from JP in the pits. Excited to see that. Let's throw it over to him here pretty quick. He's going to have some technical insight, see what our fans are doing.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's JP here. We're going to kick things off with Skylar from Porsche of Colorado Springs. Now, they didn't bring a car to compete today in the Airstrip Attack, but they do have a car that's going to compete in about a week from now at the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. This Cayman behind us right here. And they've got a good mix of Porsches out on display here. Skylar's going to start with this Cayman behind us, telling us a little bit about how it's prepared for the hill climb. Go ahead, Skylar.
Well, this is our Cayman GT4 Club Sport, and it's driven by Gustav Lund from Sweden. And you can see we're sponsored by Yokohama, and we're partnering with RS1, which is a race team specializing in Cayman GT4s. They've got a lot of parts they make for these cars, including this wing, which is a new updated version, carbon fiber, everything. And it's a pretty intense car.
So now there's not a whole lot of motor modifications on this thing, right? It's mainly just chassis and tires and brakes and aero, right?
That's right. It's pretty close to how it came from Porsche in 2006, which is a factory race car, basically.
And most Porsches can compete on a pretty high level.
That's right.
So that's a pretty cool one here. We're going to walk around and show you some of the other Porsches on display here. We'll start with this one to our left here. This old 911 air-cooled. Yep, sure thing.
All right, great job there, JP. That was a nice insight. Porsche. We got some more racing coming up here. I wanted to kind of get back to it here. We got Tom Cullen right there in that AMG GTS. We got Matthew Perez in that 17 McLaren. Before that, we had Steve Pomona in that neon, that fancy neon, the Green Goblin, 148.12. Tom Cullen right there with the 150.25, 159.57 for the McLaren. Donovan Leader, 2011 Ford Mustang GT up against Tim in that RS7. Looks like the Mustang set up the drag race. It's lifting that nose pretty good. Sounded good. That's going to be a pretty healthy mile an hour for Donovan. A 172.55. Gotta like that. Tim in that RS7, no slouch either. 140.06 miles an hour. Up next, we got Nicholas Jackson in the 97 Viper, 500 horsepower, going up against Craig in a 16 Volkswagen Custom. I don't think that's a one heck of a body kit on a on a Volkswagen, but that is what it says. They changed it up on me now. It's Fabricio in a 14 Viper up against Nicholas in that 97 Viper. 1,800 horsepower in Fabricio's. He's on a run. What's that mile an hour going to be? I'm waiting for it too. There you go, 210.28 miles an hour for Fabricio. Nicholas with a 138.76. That's a great run for him. He's going to be happy about that for sure. Congratulations. Marcus in a 2012 Mitsubishi Evo. is going up against the GTR. I'm trying to see it from here. If they move the camera around. Steven Tasca. There we go. Steven Tasca's already been a best of 186.2. Don't have a mile on Marcus. Tasca's in it to win it. A little bit of smoke there at the end. Hope everything's okay. 192.14 for Tasca, 155.98 for Marcus. Should be excited for that. Ryan Blom, 16 Mustang GT. That's who's up next. 900 horsepower, what it's saying. Good looking car. Once again, you gotta like the view at home. Definitely want to stay tuned. I know we're going to have some more fast cars coming up. I hear those beasts starting up. So at some point soon, we're going to have definitely some contenders for the overall record and then some. And as soon as I know who those are, I'll let you know at home. Just want to thank you once again joining us at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by 965. Looks like there's something on the track. Let's have a peek at that. We're going to send somebody out. Obviously, it's everyone's best interest just to make sure that the track didn't get oiled down on that last run. Make sure nothing fell off. Make sure there's no rods and pistons, sticking up out of the ground. All that kind of important stuff before we let all these cars eat. So we're going to get that checked out. Looks like Steven Tasca. He's got the doors open. We're going to get him looked at, towed off. That's that GTR. He just made that last run. What did he do? 192.14. Saw a little bit of smoke. Not sure if we have a replay of that or not. There's a little bit of smoke right at the end. I didn't hear anything out of normal. GTRs are kind of snorky, but I didn't hear anything strange, so hopefully it's just minor. Either way, we definitely want to make sure that the airstrip is clean for the next competitors, and we do have some wicked fast cars coming up next. Not next, but soon. Well, that's what you see on your screen there at home. Looks like he's going to get a tow. Good news is it's not on fire, so that's a good sign. We have a whole crew down there going to get an answer to what's going on, and then obviously when we do, we'll report it to you at home, our viewers. That being said, I'd like to thank Calvo Motorsports. They're located in Austin, Texas. They're your headquarters for Viper, Corvette, and Cadillac performance. Calvo, I believe, just had one of those Vipers that went ripping through. They specialize in everything from custom-built twin-turbo systems to installing a new exhaust system. They provide an in-house tuning with a state-of-the-art dyno system. Definitely check them out on my Facebook and their website. Let's not forget, we got 1320 video here carrying a lot of this feed. Thank you for that. They provide the best. This just in, our 50-yard camera is exactly 1,320 feet. And that's what you're looking at right now, right there. That is the 1,320 view. That's 1,320 feet from the starting line. And, of course, 1320 video. Kyle over there provides the best in street car videos around the U.S. Lots of Hot Rod Magazine event coverage, including Drag Week and Pump Gas Drags for the past 3 years, and plenty of street racing from around the U.S. as well. I'm sure he goes to Mexico and follows those around. Anyway, find them on Facebook or visit their website. Give them a like for sure. We're getting Tasca looked at here, and as soon as we have more information on the GTR and maybe what happened, maybe JP will be able to provide a little more insight on that once we get the car back in the pits. We'll give you an answer. The weather out here is still, I wanted to say it's right around 50 degrees. Wind is really, there isn't any at this point, which is great. The cars are definitely making power. We've already seen some pretty well over, I think we've had 4 over 200 mile an hour passes already, and we just got started. So I know Tasca's car has been over 200 miles an hour, so with 192 mile an hour pass and this kind of air temp, maybe there was something that went down. Either way, we're going to get him on the flatbed there, get him in the pits. Check out that bus in the background. Yeah, that's right. School's in session, boys and girls. You can see it there in the background. What that's doing is actually shuttling our fans in the stands that are local here, that are showing up. We have to actually bring them in. I think last year we had over 5,000 people in the pits and in the stands. Glad to see everybody out here. It looks like the sun's coming out. Blue skies. I would sing a song, but I'm afraid I'd lose an audience. I am kind of curious as to why it's taking so long to getting scooped up. But we're going to get to the bottom of that here soon. Meanwhile, I'll go hit a couple more of these sponsors, because without sponsors, we wouldn't be here. So we got Edge Autosport. They offer high-performance parts of any performance automotive build, large or small. Their amazing customer service and presence in automotive events has made them the go-to for aftermarket parts in Colorado automotive community. Of course, we got Jack's Transmissions. They provide world-class engineering solutions to improve transmission and engine performance. Jack's Transmissions offers parts sales, build services, which ship internationally. Of course, we got our good friends over at English Racing. If you followed any of the previous Airstrip Attack events, you'd know that name, and it's synonymous for fast and world records. English Racing started in 2004, and over the years has learned and compile vast amounts of knowledge in their pursuit for quarter and half-mile records. Their specialty is building motors of various platforms exceeding 1,000 horsepower. Let's not forget, we got Underground Racing. They're the de facto leader in industry, delivering the performance, fastest street cars, and constantly topping the charts. They currently hold the half-mile world record set at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack by Casey Howarth, with a speed of 259.99. I believe that was at the Indy event. They backed it up there. We've already seen it runs today. We're going to see it again. Pretty excited for that. I know they brought a whole arsenal of cars. A lot of these shops have. And definitely, if we could get this car off the track, we could get back to racing and let these cars eat. Who's with me? Just got the voice in my ear saying the track is hot. We're going to get back to racing. Are you excited for that? That's what I'm talking about. So thanks to our viewers at home. Thanks to everybody who's here. Excited to see you and you and you and you and even you. Here we go. This is Ryan Blom and that 16 Mustang GT we talked about. Great view with that, with all the airplanes in the background. I'd like to welcome everyone back. Thank you for viewing the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack to our That Racing channel and Street Effects. Welcome and enjoy the stream. Thanks for being here. All right, up next we got Brian Filer and Jeff Blair, both in BMW M3s. Let's take a listen. in that M3, 139.41. Jeff Blair, 2011 M3, 620 horsepower with a 154.48. Up next, we got Kevin in this ZL1 that you see there. Eric in that Viper ACR. Viper's getting it done. Oh my. Look at that. What's that mile an hour going to be? 217.39 miles an hour for Eric. Woo! 2,000 horsepower in that beast. Congratulations. Kevin with a 159.57 in that ZL1. Up next, we got Zach Friedman in this Viper ACR. Look at that purple beast. It's from Calvo Motorsports, 750 foot-pounds of torque, 700 horsepower, and a beautiful car. Let's listen to it. Nice run, mile an hour, 153.48. Look good doing it too. A little plum crazy purple. Up next on your screen, you see James Roy and Dana Renee, 2000 Honda Civic and a 2000 Honda Civic, 600 horsepower in Dana Renee's car, 650 James Roy. All right, there you go, 153.32 and 129.5. Pretty exciting stuff. We're going to bring it to you first time ever soon. You're going to be able to ride along live down the airstrip in one of these cars. How do you like that? Aaron, 10 and holes, 16 M3, James Black in that Challenger. That's what you see right there. Great views from our camera crew. Thank you so much for that. James Black with a 173.7, 154.8 for the BMW. Oh, here we go. We got Mickey in his 2010 English Racing GTR going up against Keith Buckman in that 17 Z06. Comes Mickey. Both cars looking good. Looks like a great pass. What's the mile an hour going to be? He's going to be happy with that. 191.41 for Mickey in the English Racing GTR. Keith Buckman, 17 Z06, 169.9. Here you go. Here's the first time ever live. You're going to get to ride along. And it's going to be in... Going to get quite an angle and quite a view. We've got Benjamin Barfield and Remy Radine in the 09 English Racing GTR. Here he comes. What do you think about that? Making history, Remy. Gotta like that. Mile an hour, Remy 202.07. Fantastic job there. Benjamin Barfield 145.2. Definitely for anyone who's watching the live stream at home. How'd you like that? A 202 mile an hour pass right out of the gate. That was the first ever live full in-car at any half-mile event. Brought to you by Revolution.com. That was pretty cool. I gotta say, I got a little excited on that one. Michael Jake, 14 GTR, Martin, BMW M3, here they are. $180.43 for Michael in that GTR, Martin in the M3. 152.44. Such a gorgeous day out here at Colorado Springs. Definitely want to visit Colorado Springs if you haven't already. Now we got the ETS car. This car actually set the world record at one point at 255 out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. ETS is well known for their turbo kits, and this car specifically, I believe this is just going to be a shakedown pass. I was talking to the ETS crew yesterday, but you never know with Lucas Inglis piloting this beast what will happen. Looks like he lost a tire. Is he going to get it slowed down? That's the first time I've seen that. Let's get somebody to look at that right away. He definitely lost a tire right as it started making power. We're going to have to get that looked at, but as Lucas always does, seems to hold it together. Let's hear it for Lucas English and the ETS car. That was pretty exciting, not going to lie. We're going to have to get somebody out on the track to pick up all the pieces of tire. But like I said, the ETS car is making big. Let's take a look at the instant replay on that. We have that on film. I believe Lucas is okay, but we are going to get here in. Or at the Pikes play right now. You can watch it on your screen. ETS is well known for their turbo kits, and this car specifically, I believe this is just going to be a shakedown pass. I was talking to the ETS crew yesterday, but you never know with Lucas Inglis piloting this beast what will happen.
As well, because we're at 1300.
Looks like he lost a tire. Is he going to get it slowed down?
Get the 1.2.
That's the first time I've seen that. Let's get somebody to look at that right away. Definitely lost a tire right as it started making power. We're going to have to get that. Yeah, it's great. We got the instant replay. You saw that back at home. Miles in the ETS GTR with a blown tire. How do you think that felt at 175 miles an hour to blow a tire out? I know for me, I would have a mess to clean up. It's probably the best way I could say that. As soon as I get some kind of report of what happened, I'm sure they'll come let me know. Maybe we can get, maybe I can actually run out there, or maybe we can have JP. I'm not sure, but hopefully everybody's okay. It looks like he pulled it off pretty safe. I don't see that there's anything other than obviously lots of tire on the track. That's what happens when ETS is going to lay the power down. You never know. That car has been 255 and a half, has been in the sixes, I believe. I feel we got that right. We're going to take a look one more time at what happened. You can see it here on your screen. Looks like he lost a tire right as he was applying some power. Looks like he lost a tire. Is he going to get it slowed down? That's the first time I've seen that. Let's get somebody to look at that right away. Definitely lost. So there you go, another replay. Obviously, it looked like he was getting into the power. 175 miles an hour, and to lose a tire. That's just glad he's okay. I'm sure they'll have that car back out. It's kind of added some excitement for the day. Looks like they're popping the hood there, taking a peek at things. Matter of fact, the gentleman you see walking away, I believe that is Lucas. So he's okay. Knowing him, he's not even shaken up. ETS car didn't look like it had a bunch of damage losing that tire, but we'll get a full report here shortly. Definitely would like to ask him what that felt like. 175 miles an hour and you lose the passenger rear, it flies off. I mean, it sent pieces of tire up in the air probably 25, 30 feet or more from my vantage point.
Lens cleaners and tissues.
Be interesting to see what happened. But again, ETS is no slouch. They'll have that car back out if there's any way possible, they'll have that thing back out in no time. They've got definitely the support to do that. The whole ETS team and crew is here, and they're definitely vying to take back the half-mile world record.
What was that?
The car has been the fastest of 2:55, and I know that they're looking for basically anything over the record in a GTR. It's currently held by the Drag 965 UGR Lamborghini. Casey Howarth piloted.
You want to do it?
And that's 2:59.99.
Don't hold it too hard. It's on.
Going to pull up the last year's world record run that we're just talking about in the UGR Drag 965 Lambo while we kind of wait for this to get sorted out. Strongest it's been thus far. Here we go, UGR in the house. He's in it. Wow, how fast was that run?
Flames and everything.
What is it per mile an hour? Wait for it.
259.67.
And we're back. I got UGR up here with me. He's telling me jokes. His hoverboard just basically ran away from him. I don't know what that means, but there he is. Say hi. There. We were just looking actually at your world record run from last year. What do you think? What do you think this year is going to be like?
I don't know. We'll see.
It does hurt your
It's
back.
definitely a little bit cold. We're having some traction problems. We're gonna John Reed's
It's like
dialing it
right
up
here.
right now.
A little more in the middle.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
You gotta like slouch.
Yeah, and then
We're gonna try to get back out here in a few minutes and bump the power up a little bit more and see if we can get some traction. But other than that, we'll see. The weather's good, but the only problem when the weather's this cold, you lose traction, so it's kind of a washout. So we'll see. We're getting Coy and Jaddy, set up to run these cars. They've never really run them at this speed at the half mile, and they have some setups that are pretty fast.
But we used to.
So if the rain holds out later in the day, we'll start leaning on those cars a little bit and see what they can do. So it should be a pretty exciting day here.
There's not that much more.
Yeah, we're excited. Excited, obviously, to have you guys. And currently you have the world record. Always a class act, UGR. You always bring all the horsepower. It seems like. What have you done different to the car this time around? That at least what you'd want to talk about.
It's pretty much the same on the yellow car. We've made some tweaks to try to get a little extra boost. So we don't know if how that's going to help us, but we'll see. We haven't really got to test it since Indy. We made a couple changes after TX2K. Coy's car is set up pretty much like the yellow one was when it went 259. Jaddy's R8's pretty close to the same setup. And then we have a new car from Drag 965, and we're actually that's a new setup. We don't really plan to go real fast with that car today. We're just trying to get some data, and hopefully we'll be able to cut that loose in Indy if we end up going.
Wow. You heard it here first. I mean, another Drag 965 car, and they're going to cut it loose depending on what happens here. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty awesome. Not often does Kevin give interviews, so I can't thank you enough for stopping by and giving us one. We're always interested in the magic that you guys do over at UGR. And again, you guys are tough competitors. Always bring the big guns out, and really thank Drag 965 and UGR for obviously supporting these events, and can't wait to see what you guys are going to do.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, this is the best event in the world right here as far as the half mile goes. There's not a better place. There's not a better crew, better organized. This is definitely the best event announcer I've ever been associated with. He should be working for like ESPN or something else. I mean, probably working for peanuts here, but he needs to be in a higher place.
I paid him to say that.
Nah, he's always great. He gets the right things out, says the right things, and makes sure everybody's recognized for what they're doing. But yeah, we'll see. There's definitely some tough competition out here. There's a lot of fast GTRs, and the ETS GTR, man, they're always right on us. So they're going to be hard to hold off as always. So we'll see what happens. And we're trying to get this win, and we want to dedicate it to Dallas Performance. So we'll see what happens.
That's awesome, man. That's what competition's all about, right? And friendly competition's the way to go. I know sometimes it doesn't always look like that, but you guys have always done a great job. I know that you guys had, as a company, I know you guys have donated some money to that gentleman for Dallas. And looks like they're going to bring you a chair. I think that means they want you to stick around for a couple minutes. Let's get over this.
Yeah, if you guys check out our Instagram, underground _racing, or Facebook underground racing, we've got one of their family members set up a GoFundMe. So we've got we got the link set up, I believe, still on our bio, but if not, you can find it on our Facebook. And it's just for the Sims family. So if you could check that out, and anybody is able, throw some money at it for the family.
Yeah, if you're listening at home, definitely want to do that. I know he left 3 kids. Is that right? 3 young kids.
Yeah, he has a daughter and 2 young sons, really, really young.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, and tragic thing. Unfortunate that happens, but we all have that kind of risk, in doing what we do, right? So it was an unfortunate thing that happened, but if you could, then certainly check their stuff online. You'll find links all over the place for that. And
yeah, a lot of people definitely donated a lot. It was really to our surprise. So obviously a lot of their customers, our customers, and just people from the car community chipped in a whole lot of money. So it's just, even as heated as our rivalry was, it's just good that the whole car community can come together and chip in like that.
Yeah, that was a nice thing. Everybody pulled together. That's what this car racing community is all about, supporting one another. We're all in this together at the end of the day, Tell us a little more about some of the stuff you're currently building, that you can talk about anyway.
Oh, well, I mean, mostly we haven't got to do too much race development lately because we're just slammed with like State Street type street builds.
Mm-hmm.
Those builds make $11.50 on pump, $13.50 plus on race gas. We're doing a ton of those. We have about 60 projects in the shop right now, or
wow.
It's usually about 60 all the time. So we haven't had much time for any kind of race development. But actually, since Giddy first ran the 257, I guess a couple years ago now,
mm-hmm.
we really haven't changed the setup much. We've just leaned on it a little bit more, turned the boost up a little bit more, but we'll see. We plan to really try to push it today if possible. If we can get this, if the sun will come out and get the runway a little bit warmer, we'll see if we can put some power at it. We're still running on like normal street tires, Toyos, R888s. We haven't tried the drag radials yet out here. We're probably going to need them, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll try to keep it going. Hopefully this rain will stay away.
Yeah, excited to see how that's all going to play out. I know, it looks like the sun's kind of making a break through the clouds. Maybe we'll heat that tarmac up, which will really be helpful. And obviously, you guys that car is always aims to please, and it does. Every single run is, with Casey, your brother. They're telling me right now it looks like the track's clear, so we're going to get back to some racing. It's getting close anyway. But once again, I really want to thank Kevin from UGR coming over here and give us an interview. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's always good to see you.
I'll check back in if here in a little bit.
Appreciate that, man. Anytime. Come by and see us anytime.
All right, see you later.
Yep. All right, I'll scoot back over off the other mic. We're going to go hot here at the track at 30 seconds. It was a nice impromptu interview. UGR, a little insight there. It's always nice to know what happens behind the cloak, if you will. Of course, I'm always happy to give interviews to anyone who supports our event, so I'll just leave that open for anybody who would like to. We got Calvo, we've got English Racing, of course. That goes hand in hand with ETS. Looking forward to see what happened on the ETS car, and excited to hear if it's going to come back out again. I was glad that Lucas piloting that car didn't get hurt. Looks like he had it well under control at 175 miles an hour. Right now, we got Lucas Kunze in that CTSV. Cody. So it's showing up on my screen here. Hang on a second. Mile an hour. Hello, everybody at home. 151.8 for Lucas in that Cadillac CTSV. Cody with a 146.29. And with that, we're back to racing. Thanks to everybody who joined us and has rejoined us. That Racing Channel, 1320, Street Effects. Appreciate all the support there. We got Tim Steves, 18 Camaro. That's what you see right there. Going up against Raj in the GTR. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. All right. We're looking to see what that was. 129.05 for Tim in that Camaro, 145.44 in that Raj in this GTR. My understanding, we are trying to get a camera out for the GTR. Here's a beautiful looking Supra. Brandon, 98 Supra. .500 horsepower in this Supra. It definitely looks like it can make all of them. Here he comes. Looks like he got out of it a little early for whatever reason. Maybe he's on a little test pass. Sounds good. Sounds healthy. Mile an hour is definitely not going to be conducive to what it can do. 117.74. My guess is going to be a lot faster next time out. Trying to get a camera over the ETS car and see what's going on there. Meanwhile, you got Chrissy getting ready to light these two off. That's John and his 18 Demon. Craig in the Charger Hellcat. Demon with the launch. Sure sounded good. Love our camera crew out there. 143.4 to 152.8. The Demon for the win, mile an hour. If I'm seeing this right, that says Justin Summers in an F-250 up against Jason Patton in an 18 Trackhawk. Rolling some coal. What's he gonna do? He's rolling all the coals. I like that. He's still rolling the coal. That thing looks pretty fast. Trackhawk coming in. F-250 definitely was whistling at me when it went by. 1,200 horsepower in that beast. 127.77 for Justin in the F-250. Let me tell you, that's getting it done. Jason Patton. 137.2 up next. Here we go. Jaddy and Corey Christmas. Jaddy in the R8. UGR in the house. Jaddy's in it to win it. What's he going to do? Mile an hour. Coy, no joke either. What are we going to do? Mile an hour. UGR, 229 for Jaddy, 234.99 for Coy. What do you think about that? Woo! Side by side, 200 plus mile an hour runs. Gotta like that. Congratulations. Couple Corvettes here. Shane Brown. Don't have information yet on the other gentleman. Maybe it'll pop up for you at home. Shane Brown and Joshua mile an hour. Shane with a 146.2. Joshua with a 142.2. Here we go. Tracy Archer in 11 Mustang. Bill in that Pontiac G8. Anybody's guess who'd win this. Looks like it's going to be Mustang coming through the traps first. That's Tracy Archer, 148.3, 132.1 for the G8, 800 horsepower in that beast. Up next, we got Jesse Driggers in that 18 McLaren 720S up against Joseph in a Porsche Carrera. Both these cars look the part. McLaren's looks like he's been a best of 122.8 so far. Good looking wrap on that beast. Little camo action. Like he might have got out of it in the McLaren, but the Porsche didn't. Joseph. 125.1 to 85. Next up, we got Doug. I'll take that back. We got Cody Zimmerman, 19 Charger, up against Daniel in that CTSV. Side-by-side action right there. Mile an hour coming up. 150.2 for Cody, 162.8 for Daniel in that CTSV, which obviously stands for victory. Doug Bishop in an Audi S6 up against Timothy Cochran in that 15 GTR. 700 horsepower in that GTR. There they are. Quietly making horsepower. 145.6 for Doug in that Audi S6. Timothy in the GTR. Not getting my mile an hour there. Not sure why. So that's how it's done. Got James Black in that Challenger. Rick in that Mitsubishi Evo. Get ready, we're going to do another live in-car brought to you by Revolution.com. Right now, Rick with a 148.7, James with a 172.6. Who's ready to see another live in-car shot? Here we go. Trevor in that 88 Mustang. Kevin giving us our live shot in that Hellcat. It looks like the camera tilted up at the end. That's pretty awesome. Kevin with your live shot right there. For that mile an hour, 138.7 to 114.8. Now we got Ben Abrams and Lucas Coonsey in that CTS V. Little banana on banana action. The Speedy Bananas. Demon coming up. Toted that Mustang all the way to the end. Big thanks to our camera crew for catching all this, by the way. Let me look here on my screen and get you the mile an hour. 154 for Cole in the Mustang, 174.9 for the Demon. That's pretty good for a Demon. Up next, we got Nick Miller in that Corvette. Kyle Rains in that Camaro RS SS. Lots of S's. Couple good looking cars. Today it's going to be the Corvette Mile an hour. 145.4 for Kyle. Nick Miller, 158 in that Corvette. Tanner Vermillion in a 16 Nissan 370Z. That's what you see right there. Going up against Lisa Kraft in a 91 300ZX. Little new school and old school action. Obviously, we have the best view in the house for our viewers at home. It's Chrissy for Cars Instagram profile, getting everybody lined up. And they're off. They're coming down the track. Dum dum da dum dum da da. Mile an hour. $128 for Tanner in that 370Z. Lisa with a 121 in that 300ZX. Up next, we got Craig in a, I believe it's that crazy looking Volkswagen powered thing. That's pretty cool. It's listed as a 16 Volkswagen Custom. Going up against Mark in a 17 Z06. Going to be the Z06. Here comes this little custom asphalt buggy thing. It's pretty cool. Mile an hour, 146.6 for the Z06, 140.3 for that custom asphalt beast. Jesse Perry, 2012 GTR. That's who's on your screen right now. Yeah, definitely jumped the gun on that one. I don't know if you saw that there at home, but somebody wanted to do the jumpy. Eduardo in that 16 Z06 up against Brandon in that ZL1. One of them with the jumpy. Mile an hour, 137.0 to 138.9. Now we got Jesse Perry in that GTR, Angela Fugatti in that 17 Corvette. No jumpy there. Look at the wrap on that beast. Mile an hour coming up for both of them. 155.8 for Jesse in that GTR. Angela with a 140.76. Now we got Anthony Christopher, BMW M3 up against Joshua Fugatti. That's in that Audi S7 you see on your screen. Clouds are looming. Is the weather going to hold for us? Are we going to see the world record fall? The only way you're going to find out is staying tuned to the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965, carried by Revolution.com and Shift Sector. Leslie Howe in that BMW M4 up against Matthew Talbot in that BMW M5. Matthew's been a best of 154 so far. Kind of a rare blue on that M4. 153.06 for the M5. M4 is coming up. 132.3. Right now we got Matthew in that Lamborghini Gallardo up against Seth in that GTR. Pretty cool looking GTR there. Here comes the Lamborghini. Not sure if he got out of it or ever got into it. I'm not 100% positive. 500 horsepower in the Gallardo. 122.8 to 150.5 for Seth in that GTR. Mike Hendricks, the BMW M550i up against Nate Harris in that 15 Camaro. Mile an hour coming up. 136.3. The 124.04. Nate. Sandy Morani in that Viper. Joseph in the Porsche Carrera. Joseph's been a best of 125.1 so far. Wow, 1,250 horsepower got that done. What's that mile an hour look like? 192.55 for Sandy. That thing screamed when it went by. Hopefully you caught all that. 124.6 for Joseph in the Porsche. Jesus in that 14 Viper. 2,000 horsepower in this beast. It's a Calvo Motorsports build. What's it gonna do? Looks good and strong. Another Calvo Motorsports beast, 209.21 miles an hour. So definitely Calvo Motorsports came here to play. That's a lot of mile an hour for these cars. These guys are doing a great job. Definitely want to have a look-see at them. Head over to their pit area if you would for some really cool Viper stuff. And obviously if you have a Viper and you want to go fast, you might want to start there.
You have another one?
So we got Tron coming back in that Charger Hellcat. I believe that's what you see right now. Right now, that's actually the ETS. No, my bad. None of my screen's working, so I'll just do it off. I'll do it off site. So this is the Rudine Racing GTR English Racing built. I don't know if it's Kevin or Remy in there. I do know Remy is going to drive it at some point. Congratulations to Kevin Rudine, who just got married a couple days ago. This is how they're spending their honeymoon. They're coming out to the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack to do some racing. Wait till you hear this beast. Looks good. He's in it. In it big time. What's that mile an hour going to be? Rudine Racing, English Racing built, GTR. Mile an hour coming up on my screen, 227.62 miles an hour. Gotta like that. Congratulations, Rudine Racing. That's one heck of a way to spend your honeymoon. Go 227.62 miles an hour. Nicely done. That beast makes some power and it hurts some ears. I will tell you that for free. It's a nice run. That's just the first run off the trailer, too. Certain we're going to see more of that car. Tron in that 16 Charger Hellcat going up against Matt Patterson in a 09 Gallardo. That's what you see right there. Couple good-looking cars. Snuck right through there. Mile an hour coming up. Tron with a 145.5. Matt with a 179.7. Kevin Miller in that 15 GT, Mustang GT up against Evan in a 16 Mustang. That's what's on the track on your screen right now. Revolution crew doing a fantastic job of capturing all this on film. Make sure to stop by the revolution.com Facebook page, give them a like. Mile an hour for those two, 158.2 for Kevin, 120.5 for Evan. Joshua in the 2011 Corvette, been a best of 150.9. That's who's out now. Nice sounding Corvette. Speaking of Corvettes, got a couple more sneaking up on us there. Jason with a 149.5 in that last pass. Now we got Misty Varga in an 07 Corvette, Greg in an 06 Corvette. You see them both there on your screen. Misty's already been a best of 145.8. A couple silver bullets loaded up, ready to shoot. Such a great photo. Basically, that just make a good photo right there. That background. breezy. You know what that means. 144.8 for Misty, 172.7 for Greg. Chad, and an 11 Z06 right now. Mile an hour coming up. Getting a little breezy, a little cold. 149.3 for Chad. Up next, Mark Parker in that 17 ZL1 now up against Kip in that Mustang GT. Let him eat. Mark with a 135, 134.8. Now we're back to Brian in that 16 Z06. Marcus in his 2012 Evo. I'm still trying to get word on what how the ETS car is doing. As soon as I have that, I'll certainly report it to you. I've had a few people ask me. So I'm trying to get that sorted out. .184.6 for Ryan Marcus with a 155.07. Brittany in an 05 Mitsubishi Evo up against Daniel Whipple in that 14 GTR.
I got this one. That's the only one I have.
Change this one for you. That was the wrong one. That was the charge one. So, leave it. Change this one.
Good. Good.
Let's see what we have here. That's Simon, that 01 Corvette Z06, 128.3. Karaman Goldstein in that 19 Mustang GT. Looks like he did a 125.07. Up next, we got Mark Martinez in an 08 Z06. That's what you see right there in that beautiful Jetstream blue. $138.5 for them. Now we got Eddie Garcia in a 93 Supra. Don't see a lot of those going up against Kevin in that 09 Z06. Gotta love the old school Supra. You can say it now because they're making new Supras. Haven't seen one of those out here yet. Got our technical guy, JP. He's sitting next to me now. Probably gonna get into some good dialogue and chat. How you doing there, JP?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Not too shabby. It's a beautiful day out here. Getting a little cold. Hopefully it warms up and doesn't rain, or most importantly, just doesn't rain.
A lot warmer than it was before, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely warmed up, which will help some of these high horsepower cars.
Yeah, no doubt.
So it looks like Eddie dropped off a little bit there. Kevin, the Z06 with a 150.1, 108.02 for Eddie. Looks like he got out of it a little early. There you go. There's JP. You're on live there, JP. Wave to all the fans.
What's going on, guys?
Bruce Morehouse, 95 GTI. Ryan Randall's in his BRZ. Is he really out there? I think that's somebody added the wrong name, but that's okay, because that looked a lot like a CTSV.
Ryan's car isn't nearly that nice.
I'm going to not even comment on that. 187.42 for Bruce. 166.11 for that CTSV. We've got a beautiful Porsche coming up. Got Randy Dowis in that 17 Porsche Turbo S. 500, looks like 580 horsepower. Chrissy's giving him a quick chat. Or maybe he's asking for her phone number. I'm not sure.
That's a beautiful blue.
Oh,
Car
you're
looks
talking about the
amazing.
blue? Yes, that blue is amazing. Hello, everyone. So, tell us a little bit about what's going on out there in the pits.
Pits looks solid. There's a lot of competition. I've been here in years past where you see 1 or 2 or 3 of certain cars that are very, very unique, but there are a large amount of high level competitors. The cars are legit this year for sure.
Do you have any insight on the ETS car and the tire?
You know, I saw it happen actually. I didn't quite know it was a tire because they kind of squeezed through 2 cars, my line of sight. I was hoping it was something as easy as that and that it didn't blow up, but it definitely looked gnarly. I would not want that to happen at that speed to me, that's for sure.
Yeah, I tell you, Lucas is a madman. 175 miles an hour, and he just straightens the car out and pulls it over like as if he's coming in for, to change the wiper blades or something.
Right.
So here's Randy. Up next, we got a big, my understanding, we got a big Drag 965 UGR car coming up right after this Porsche, going for the record. That's my understanding. I'll get some data on that here pretty quick. Randy in that Porsche Turbo S, that beautiful blue. That is the Drag 965 car, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a good vantage point, if you're watching at home, crank it up. It could get real right here, right now. Their first run off the trailer, 251.54 miles an hour. UGR in the house. He's in the power. That looks bad fast. What's it going to do a mile an hour? 254.96 miles an hour. That's a 3 mile an hour increase from last time, and that's just a few miles an hour off the record that they own. What do you think about that? Woo!
That's fast.
You think? 254 miles an hour? That's a good way to, kind of breeze into the afternoon.
Good description of that. Fast.
That battery was dead.
It was definitely fast.
The battery
Here we go. We got Greg Orr going to back that pass up. If I'm not, I'm pretty sure I'm seeing this right. You see on your screen there's a 61 Buick Skylark. There's another car backing up, so I don't know if he tried to sneak in front of it. But look at that Skylark. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it looks like it's ready to go real fast.
I saw this car at a show a few weeks ago, put on by Revolution at the Versus show, and it is an unbelievable car. He took home show awards, and I promise you this thing is going to back it up with some speed.
That is badass. Look at that thing. That is clean. So he's going for 200 miles an hour. Greg Orr in that 61 Buick Skylark. He's going up against Chad Riley in that beast of a Firebird. Look at that Skylark, though. It's all business, as JP was saying. He's seen the car first and tells a little bit more about it.
It's got 2 big turbos and 2 big rear tires. That's the noticeable things about it.
It's eating for sure. Let's see what it's going to do. Wow. What's that mile an hour going to look like? Both those cars were fast. Greg Orr, look at that, 191.16 miles an hour to a 191.73 in the Firebird. All the fast stuff out here today at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. That's fantastic. Looks like we got David Dumont in that 13 GTR, Benjamin Barfield in an 2018 Hellcat. But that Skylark, though, woo! A great run for both of those guys. 159.8 for David, 144.2 for Benjamin. So yeah, I guess those 2 turbos definitely got it done with the 2 big tires you were talking about, JP.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a little bit off of 200, but the thing with turbocharged cars is you can probably dial that a lot closer. I don't know how much is left in the car, but you can certainly dial that closer, maybe a little bit more boost. Could have been a little bit of a shakedown pass on that one for all we know.
It's a heck of a shakedown pass.
Yeah, it would be, for sure.
Boyce and that ZR1 just went flying by, mile an hour. Let me get to it on my screen, 155.3. Joel Cox, 17 Camaro ZL1 up against Joseph. He's made a few passes already. He's been a best of 125.1. Pretty quiet Camaro run there up against the Porsche. And as soon as I find my mouse, there it is. 140.1 for Joel Joseph with a 123.4. Dana Renee coming back. 9. Bradley in that 67 Corvette. Sounds like the Corvette was sputtering a little there, JP. That he was pretty fast last year. Hopefully he gets that fixed. That car has been a lot of fun to watch. Comes Dana Renee, 157.07 for the 67 Corvette. Dana with a 117.3. Mac Butler, I think actually the wife is driving today in this GTR. They came up and said hi. Up against Sandy Morani in that 14 Viper. Viper's been fast too. Mac's been over 200 miles an hour in this GTR, but I believe the wife's driving. She said she was going to ease into it. Here comes the Viper. Fresh build on Mac Butler's car too. Sandy Morani and that Viper.
Definitely got out of it at the end for the GTR there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That Viper looks good going that fast, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks bad sexy. Oh my! I'm still looking for the mile an hour. It hasn't pulled up on either one of my screens. But it looked really fast. I think he hit ludicrous speed at one point. Not sure why my mile an hour is not popping up. Gonna have to get to the bottom of that for sure. So it looks like we got a whole bunch of Calvo cars coming up. We might want to do a timing hold until we get that sorted out.
You can't see that.
Looking at this beautiful red Corvette. Going up, well, two red Corvettes actually. Now you can see them on your screen. Looks like one of them's a ZR1. The other one appears to be a Z06. Both of them got murdered out windows and wheels. Good looking cars. We're just kind of waiting for some timing stuff. All this technology and out in the middle of nowhere. Not surprised. Good sounding cars. Thanks to everybody joining us for the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Appreciate everybody viewing. If you're having a good time watching this broadcast, give us a like for sure. We're going to be fixing something on the track, timing related. We'll be back here in just a little bit. Track's going to go hot in 30 seconds. Last run there, we did get that fixed. Mac Butler's wife with a 72.7. Sandy with a 192.14. Track is hot. They got it done. Joshua coming up in that 07 Z06. Justin in the ZR1. Here you go. Both those Corvettes sounded fantastic. Mile an hour. 158.6 for Joshua. Justin with a 152.8. Scott Rice coming back in the McLaren 570S. Been a best of 163.9. Zach Friedman, Viper ACR. Been a best of one. What is that, JP? I can't see that far. 153.4.
Yeah.
Both those cars pretty sexy, not going to lie. 160.7 for Scott in the McLaren. Zach with a 152.4 in that plum crazy purple Viper ACR. Next up, we got John, Audi RS3. Justin Summers back in that GTR. It's been a best of 202 and change in the GTR. And here he comes. He's making a pass. Pretty good pass. 202.43 for Justin. Congratulations there. John with a 149.8 in the RS3. Steve Becker in the Corvette. Going up against Mateo in that McLaren. That's right. Got a Lamborghini with the top off. Steve with the 130 or 130.66. Mateo with a 157.7. Got Nate Grossi in that 06 Mercy Largo. Zach in that GTR. Here you go. Listen to that Mercy. Definitely have a unique sound, those Murciélagos. 148.5 for Zach, 131.6 for Nate. Michael Jake, 14 GTR. Dustin in the 15 Corvette. Pretty close race right there, right to the very end. It's going to be the GTR.
He hears me. Just come. I'm back to going. You're not going to blast that.
Michael Jake with that 177.4 in that GTR. Dustin with a 158.7 in that beautiful Corvette. There you go, an AMG and a Corvette. That's what's up next. Joshua in the Corvette. Tom in that AMG GTS. Joshua with a 141.2. Tom with a 148.1. Jeff Blair coming up. And on M3, been a best of 154.4. Jared, GTR, hasn't ran yet, but 1,500 horsepower. Uh-oh. Somebody get over to that right away. Looks like we've had a spin out. Luckily, it's a one-car deal. I'm not sure if he hit anything. We're going to have to get that looked at for sure. Of course, here comes Jeff and his M3. Let's make sure and get him 156.25. Jared, though, spun out. Not sure what happened. We're going to have to send somebody over and get that looked at. I don't know if it came up on power and something broke, or you can see him right there. He's still in the car. That's because it's not. Luckily, it's a one-car deal. Those that are Our first time watching now. We'll be bringing this to you live for the first time ever in the history of half-mile racing, all the way down the Airstrip. That was a 147.49 run. Of course, we saw Remy with an over 200-mile-an-hour run in a GTR live from inside. Looks like we got. We're gonna probably have to get that track checked out. That's pretty oily on that neon. Cody Chapman went through the traps right there at 168.67, 146.2 for Steve Pomona with a bunch of smoky. I'm not sure what's up there. Hopefully nothing serious. Behind me, I can hear some of the faster cars start up, which means they're going to be heading towards the line. You're definitely not going to want to miss any of that. Okay, fire. We've alerted fire and safety. We got UGR Casey Howarth piloting this Huracan. This one you have not seen before, 2,000 horsepower. We've alerted fire and safety for obvious reasons. You get to see it on the screen here shortly. Obviously, you want to make sure everybody's on alert on these higher horsepower cars that these shops bring out. And UGR is no joke. There you see it there. Let it eat. He's in it. What's it mile an hour? A little bit of smoke. It looks like they're going to get it safely turned off the track. Not sure if anything happened to it or not, but 233.16 miles an hour. That's why you alert fire and safety before a big run like that. Looks like Casey's got her pulled down. It stopped smoking, which is great news. He's going to pull it over. He's definitely pulled over and stopped. It looks like it is still smoking a little from behind. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Just ripped off a 233.16 mile an hour run right off the trailer, though. Let's hear it for UGR. Woo! Yeah, we got fire and rescue heading out there to see what's going on. Make sure that Casey's good to go. I don't see him out of the car yet, but obviously he piloted it over there safely. There he's out of the car now, taking a look at it. I'm going to confirm if that's a record or not for that car. Maybe everybody in the tower could confirm one way or the other. I know what the overall record is. Was this a record on that particular run at 233.16? They're looking into that right now. It was a good, clean run. It didn't start, nothing happened until basically just past the flags. It looked wicked fast. From about the halfway point to the end, it was getting it done. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was them sending it or if they were just easing into it. Either way, probably not the last we'll see of that car. So we're getting them checked out over there right now. That's what you see on your screen. Of course, everyone here live sees the same thing as well up on the Jumbotron. Because we got the big TV out and about. Got a flurry of activity over there. Not sure who that is in the golf cart, but I'm sure they're not going to go golfing. Give you an instant replay of how we got to where we're at right now. You'll see that on your screen in just a few seconds. He's in it. What's it mile an hour? A little bit of smoke. Looks like he's going to get it safely turned off the track. Not sure if anything happened to it or not, but 233.16 miles an hour. That's why you alert fire and safety before a big run like that. Looks like. So that was the run. That's kind of appears the car, so that's always a good sign. We've got ambulance, we got fire. We pre-alerted them before that run. Anytime we know we're going to have a car that's going to go for any kind of world record attempt or anything that's basically over 200 and let's call it 220 miles an hour, we always alert fire and safety just so they can have the heads up. It's starting to get a little windy, a little headwind as well. But that wind is really chilly. So you can see what happened there. That's why we alert fire and safety, obviously. These kind of things happen. Nothing happened here. I mean, we had one car spin, just a single car incident. That was no big deal. He drove out, no worries. We just had underground racing in the red UGR built Lambo, 233 miles an hour, and right as he passed the flags, obviously a bunch of smoke. Sure, it's nothing serious knowing them, but we definitely want to get it looked at, make sure everybody's okay. Looks like the track is back live, which is good. Just had a 208 mile an hour run, Brian Spockman in his 15 GTR. So we're still doing 200 mile an hour passes. That's Joshua in his 13 ZL1, Logan in the Evo, mile an hour for both of those guys. 168.8 to 161.0 for Logan in that Evo. 168.8 for the ZL1. No slouch, either one of those guys. We're back to racing. Thank you for joining us. If you're just tuning in, had a 233 mile an hour run. We've had a couple 254 mile an hour runs, or somewhere in that area. Of course, UGR. Had all kinds of exciting things going on. This is Eloy in that Z51 Corvette. Zach in that Viper ACR, that beautiful plum crazy. Love the color in that car. Hopefully you guys can see that at home. Zach with a 151.9, 130.8 for Eloy. Got Dwayne Roots in that 15 Hellcat up against Doug Bishop in that Audi S6. Once again, thanks for joining us here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. FYI, they currently hold the world record of 259.99 in the UGR-built Lamborghini. That Audi's no joke. Doug Bishop found that gas pedal big time. Mile an hour, 144.8. to 149.9 for Dwayne in the Hellcat. Got Rick coming back in his Evo. He told me he was fast. I'm wondering when he's going to prove that. It's an inside joke. Believe you me, he'll remind me of that comment at the bar later tonight. Going up against Shane Brown in that Z06. Mile an hour coming up. Rick did speed up there, 148.08. Shane with a 142.9. James Kunze in a 15 Mustang GT up against Mickey Norisada in that 2010 GTR. English Racing built beast. He's already been a best of 191. Let me look here. 191.4 today. James has been a best. Oh, he hasn't raced yet, from what I can tell. I know he's a regular to these events though, because I recognize the name. So here comes Mickey. Looked like a good fast run. Mile an hour for Mickey, 191.0. Good job there. James with a 126.55. Kyle Raines coming back. And I believe that's Downtown Carl Brown coming up in a ZL1 Camaro. Listen to Downtown Carl Brown. Yikes. That thing made some power. What did he do mile an hour? 191.2 for Downtown Carl Brown. Kyle Raines with a 146.06. Fantastic there. Michael Jake coming up with a 14 GTR. Brandon Smith, 18 ZL1. Lots of fast GTRs, Camaros, Corvettes, you name it, it's all out here today and the weekend. 177.4 for Michael Jake on that GTR. 135.01 for Brandon in the Camaro. It's a beautiful day out here. A little bit of wind. So far, no rain, which is great. There's Mark in that 17 Z06. $146.82 miles an hour. Aaron Gosnell coming back. That status symbol auto body, 94 Civic. James Roy in that 2000 Civic. Aaron's been the best so far today at 152.1. 153.3 for James.
Yeah, he said we were live.
Couple Ghazi-built Hondas. 157.4 to 160.14. Definite improvement on mile an hour for both of those guys.
Lincoln. Yeah, we got half batteries on those.
We got Eduardo in that Z06. Matthew in his 04 Cobra. First time I've seen a Cobra out here, at least for this weekend. See what they do. It's pretty close right there. Corvette might take him to Gapplebee's at the end. 145.6 for Eduardo in the Vet. 142.7 for the Cobra. All right, we got Remy Rudine coming back. He's already been a best of 202.07. There you go. English Racing in the house. Going up against Lucas in that CTS-V. Remy's going to have no part of that. He's in the power. What's it going to do mile an hour? Check out that new chute. Mile an hour, 204.64 miles an hour for Remy in the English Racing GTR. Lucas, beautiful run there too for him. 139.28. Now we got Scott Hockensmith in a CTS-V up against Larry Almond in that 16 McLaren 675 LT. Been a best of 158.2. Let him eat. The 16 Dodge Charger Hellcat coming up. Not sure, I don't have the information on my screen. There it is. Matthew Talbot in that M5. There goes the M5. Hellcat with 151.9 for the M5, 141.6 for the Hellcat. We got right now we got Fabricio in that Calvo Motorsport 14 Viper up against John in that Demon. He's in the power. Calvo, what they gonna do? Sure sounded good. Mile an hour. Fabricio, 171.4. Been a best of 210. And then Dodge Demon, been a best of 148.6. Nate Harrison in the Camaro Pontiac G8, Bill Scheffler, sorry. $123.1 for Nate in that Camaro. $113.9 for the G8. Up next, we got Patrick or Joseph Kennedy in the English-built GTR. Check out that view. That's Donovan Leader in a 2000. No, that's not right. I got the wrong car in there, but there goes Kennedy. What's he going to do mile an hour? That looked plenty fast. Mile an hour coming up. We got some debris on the track, it looks like. Kennedy with a 219.83 miles an hour. Not sure what we have going on the track. I'm going to get to the bottom of that. So we're going to hold. There's some debris on the track. Not sure where that's at. After we get through the debris on the track, we got Alex Christmas coming up. She happens to be the world record holder. So the debris fell from the last race towards the finish line, is my understanding. So we're going to get that looked at. We're going back to the person in that yellow Ford GT. That's the fastest woman in the world for half mile in her GTR, 220.48, but she's driving the Ford GT right now. So let's give it up for Alex Christmas, record holder. That's pretty cool. It's getting a little breezy out here. Sending a bunch of people out there towards the big end of the track. Making sure that we don't have anything out there.
Good shot. The BTS, Eddie.
See our official safety vehicle and the unofficial golf cart. Don't know if he got that in the shot or not, but I say we race the go-kart, see what happens, but it might take too long.
I don't know why we haven't ever done that before. Maybe we have. Rest of the battery's done.
Whatever it was small, but definitely don't want anything on the track. Not at these speeds. Hey, there's the golf cart. Maybe they'll drag race on the way back. Hopefully everybody's doing great there on your TV or computer or wherever you're watching this. Certainly live here at the event. Appreciate everybody tuning in or being here in person. It's been an exciting event so far. We've definitely had a lot of things unfold. A lot of fast cars have come out, and they're due to come out here again soon. Weather so far has held off very, very well. But we are starting to get a bit of a headwind. Temperatures, I'm looking right now, looks like it's, hang on a second. I will tell you, it's 57 degrees out here at Colorado Springs. There was a threat of some rain, but it looks like they keep pushing that back further and further out, which is great. And it looks like they took away the chance for rain for tomorrow, which is even better.
I got the spray.
I'm thrilled to announce that. So I haven't got any report yet, but I'm going to go find out here shortly. Even if I have to go out with a cameraman myself and figure out where ETS is at. See where ETS is at. Hopefully they can get that fixed. This is the one that lost a tire at 175 miles an hour. Lucas, calm as could be, just pull it over to the side like as if he stopped to get a cheeseburger. I bet that was still scary as you can imagine, losing a tire at 175 miles an hour. It's not something I ever want to experience. But here we go. We're back live. We got Donovan leader in that Mustang up against Alex Christmas in that beautiful Ford GT. Alex is our fastest woman in the half mile in her GTR. She's out today just playing with one of their cars. Donovan, no joke there. 168.9 for Donovan. Alex, mile an hour coming up. 170.78. Ford GT makes plenty of power. Kevin Miller coming up in 15 Mustang GT. You see there. Jordan in a GT 500, 1,200 horsepower. I believe that's the one right there coming up on your screen. That thing looks serious. I didn't even know he could get 1,200 horsepower out of a GT500, so that's pretty awesome. Looks like he's ready to do it, too. He's got a parachute. Both of them do. Looks like he got out of the power for whatever reason. Sure why. Mile an hour on those guys. Kevin Miller with a 153.2, and then of course Jordan backed out of it with a 112.8. Kip Peterson in another Mustang GT going up against Jason in the spinny Corvette, spinning those tires off the line. Definitely going to take that Mustang all the way to Gapplebee's for a treat.
I got this. You okay?
Jason in the Corvette with a 149.11. Kip with a 128.7. That's how that played out. Tim Steves in a Camaro up against Mark in a Camaro ZL1. Should see it pop up on your screen here shortly. There you go. $136.8 for Mark. Tim with a 128.1. Anthony Christopher, BMW M3, going up against Chad in that Corvette Z06. Chad with a 151.7. Anthony with a 130.3. Goldstein in that 19 Mustang GT up against Kevin in that ZL1 Camaro. They're off.
Want to call, see if we're good? What do you say? Oh, I can't always hear you.
Beautiful Camaro. Not sure what happened to Karaman's. Kevin, though, with a 161.9, 122.1. Andrew Irving, 17 GTR. Jesse Perry, 12 GTR. Kind of a cool wrap. $195.4 for Andrew Irving, 1,300 horsepower in that beast. Twice as much almost as Jesse's with a 155.7. That's how much horsepower it takes to go that much faster. It's pretty crazy, huh? Another great view for our home viewers. Daniel and up against Kelly in that M4. Daniel coming around the outside there in that CTSV. 164.4 in the CTSV. Kelly with a 139.1 in the M4. All right, looks like we've got a track hawk coming up. It's my understanding that Whitney's driving that track hawk. Been a best so far, a 137.2. Let's see if she can go faster than the husband. I bet my bet's on her. Go Whitney. Waiting for the mile an hour. There it is, 134.3. So pretty close. Up next, we got Daniel Whipple in that GTR, bit of best of 142.3. Raj in that Tesla Model S. Tesla's going to sneak around the outside. Look at that. Mile an hour, 145.4 for Daniel, 146.06 for Raj. Wow. Aaron, that BMW M3 up against Joseph in that Porsche. Beautiful looking blue M4. 155.66 for Aaron in the M3, my bad. There's a blue one, same color as an M4. Joseph, though, in that Carrera with a 124.7. It's a nice looking C4 Corvette. That's Eric, 89 Corvette, 550 horsepower. Leslie in that M4, in the best so far, 132.3. Nice looking old C4 Corvette. We've got an in-car in this blue GTR. There you go. It's kind of an out-of-car, but in-car. It's kind of a ride-along on the side. How about that? Leslie with that 138.9, 154.8 for the Corvette. This is Angela Fugatti in the Corvette, and Seth in the GTR giving us the ride-along. I like the driver view myself. Fans, you tell us what you like. Got to be vocal. Seth took us for the ride along there, 148.03, 137.3 for Angela in the Corvette. Jess Driggers, McLaren 720S, Benjamin in that Challenger Hellcat. Beautiful color there. He's going to be cutting to JP here in the pits. I think he's got a pretty good treat for everybody. I'll be throwing it to him here shortly. Right now, we got Jess in this 720S and Benjamin in that Hellcat. Benjamin with a 142.5. Jess in the McLaren with a 95.1. Not sure what's up there. Nicholas in the Dodge Viper. Simon in that beautiful little Z06. Looks like a Chevrolet Racing Z06 from back in the day. If you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Brought to you by Drag 965, produced by Revolution.com. My producer, Jeffrey J. Hart, and all the film crew out there does a fantastic job. Makes my job nice and easy. I've got the best job here, in my opinion. But here we go. We got a little Corvette on Viper action. Viper's going to sneak past the Corvette at the end there. 134.4 for Nicholas in that Viper. 124.4 for Simon in that Z06. Boyce Grenard, ZR1, been a best of 155.3. Doing a solo pass all by himself. With the wind, I'm kind of wishing I would have brought myself a coat. It's getting a little chilly. Boyce and that ZR1, 800 horsepower, 159.4. We got the Butler GTR. Wife's driving this one. She's going to sneak up on it. It's got 1,000 horsepower. I can't blame her for that. Aventador. Beautiful Lamborghini Aventador. Got into the power that time. Mile an hour for both of them. $172.7 for Mrs. Butler. $135.7 for Julio in that Lamborghini. Up next, what you see on your screen there, Marvin Kraft, 1990 300ZX up against Joshua in that Z06. So all the ETS fans out there, I was talking to JR owns ETS. That's how he started, was making a intercooler for a 300ZX. How cool is that? No pun intended. That's how it all started, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 132.1 Marvin in that 300ZX. 139.9 Joshua. We're going to get out to our pits here soon with JP. In the meantime, we got Joel here in the ZL1.
Hey, do you want to swap that zone?
We have to power everything down.
Mile an hour for Joel coming up. I know we got JP on standby. Gonna toss it to JP. Take it away.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Aside from being a twin-turbo 1,800 horsepower Lamborghini Huracan built by Underground Racing, this thing has probably got one of the craziest wraps I have ever seen in my life. It is Star Wars themed. We got Darth Vader on the front here with the big gold chain going into the Lambo logo there. Absolutely crazy. The whole car is colored the same theme with some chrome stuff down here. Lord Vader, as you can see right down here, just unbelievable. You got the Death Star right there. So not only does this thing have some go, but it's got some amazing show. One of the most amazing I've ever seen.
Thank you, JP. That was awesome. Yeah, that's Coy Christmas. Coy Jr. is actually driving that at this event. Meanwhile, we got the Super Eddie Garcia flying through the traps. Another Super. It looks like Brandon maybe got out of it. Let's find out. No, Brandon stayed in it. 194.7. Eddie's the one who got out of his. Yeah, thank you for that, JP. It's good for the fans to see those kind of cars up close at home. You want to see more of that, obviously let us know. Cole Miller, 15 Mustang GT up against Dana Renee. in the 2000 Honda Civic. She's been a best of 129.5. She also stands in as one of our grid girls from time to time. So there you go. Cole Miller in that yellow Mustang. $152.85 for Cole in the Mustang. Dana with a 120.58. Up next, we got Craig in that custom Volkswagen rail asphalt jungle machine. Marcus in the Mitsubishi Evo, he's back. Craig with a 134.4, Marcus with a 157. Brittany Falcone in that Mitsubishi Evo, Cody Zimmerman in the 19 Hellcat. Here you go. So there we go there. Brittany with a 135.8. Cody with a 148.7. Jesus and the Viper. That was fast. What's that? What did that do for a mile an hour? It's a Calvo Motorsports 203.62 miles an hour. Jesus with a 2,000 horsepower Calvo built Viper. Martin with that M3 with a 152.91. Up next, we got Daniel in that CTSV and Joseph back in that Carrera. Daniel with a 155.66. Joseph with a 124.97. Corvette and Viper action right now. Nick Miller in the Corvette. Kelly in that Viper ACR. Looks like it's going to be a Corvette with a tow strap for the Viper. Mile an hour, Kelly with a 140.67 on the Viper, 157.12 for Nick in that Corvette. Tanner Vermillion in that Nissan 370Z you see there on your screen. Brian with that M3. Let's see what they can do. $128.4 for Tanner in that 370Z. Brian in that M3 with a 139.10. Got a little patriotic Corvette out there in a Mitsubishi Evo 8. Spin up the line. That's something that the Evo will not do, more than likely. There's something you don't see every day. Volvo station wagon. So Kevin in that Corvette 150.9, Jonathan in that Evo 8 156.03, just whooped up on that Corvette. Now we got Nick DeLorme in that Volvo 245 up against David in that GTR. And GTR's like, peace out. Nick, he's still coming down the airstrip. There he goes. 179.9 for David at Vincent in that GTR. Nick, I'm still waiting for the mile an hour. He did cross the finish line, right? Yeah, okay. I'm just kidding. 111.36 for Nick in that Volvo 245. Andy Butterfield in the Z06 up against Andy Butterfield. Didn't have information. There it is. Butterfield in the Z06. Tracy Archer with a 142.3. Andy Butterfield at 140.1 in the Corvette. Up next, we got Jeremy Vance in a 911. Jess Driggers in that McLaren 720S. They've been nursing some issues in the McLaren. Not sure what's going on. Looks like he got a good start there. So you got a fantastic start. What's his mile an hour going to be on that one? So Jess, so far been a best. There you go. Been a best of 122.8. Look at that. 184.65 for Jess. 144.3 for Jeremy in the Porsche. Luke Driscoll in that Mercedes CLA 4.5. Mark Martinez in a Z06. There you go. Don't see a lot of those out here. Beautiful blue on that Corvette. Looks like Jetstream blue from here. $139.2 for the Corvette, 130.47 for Luke in that Mercedes. Look at this beast. Sir John in that 2010 GTR, Shane Brown in the Z06. That's what's out. GTR for the outside pass. $123.73 for Sir John. Shane Brown in that Corvette, 141.8. Now we got Raj in the GTR coming back against Louis in that Ford Focus. Focus has been a best of 138.3. 145.4 for Raj. Attack brought to you by Drag 965, which is also our current half-mile record holder. That car built by UGR, of course. All the I wonder if it's got the nitrix, this Corvette. Little purge there, just a little purge. Oh, he's going up against another Corvette. There you go. That's Misty Varga against Ryan. Got a C6 up against a C7 with a big giant headwind. What's it going to be? Oh, I definitely heard somebody squeeze there. Did you hear that at home? Nice looking Corvette for sure. With the squeezy nitrix. 182.5 150.6 for Misty, which is a new best for her. Always love this view. Thank you, cameraman. A couple Mustangs here. James Kuntz against Evan. Remind me to buy a beverage for that cameraman. So there we go. A couple more Mustangs. Nobody got hurt. That's good. All my fans in the stands are still, they're holding their breath, but they're still standing up. 125.5 for James, 123.6 for Evan. Well, hello there. How are you? Me? I'm doing just fine now. So we got Alex Christmas in that 06 GT, Stephen Becker in the Corvette. Alex with a great run there, mile an hour coming up. 169.7 for Alex Christmas, the fastest woman in the half mile. 132.51 for Steve. And just to be clear, Alex was 220 in her GTR, which made her the fastest woman in the half mile. We got Muhammad in his CLS 63, Matt in that Gallardo. Gallardo's been a best of 179.7. Listen to that thing. Woo! Both those cars nice and quiet, making big numbers though. 188.1 for Matt and that Lamborghini. 153.5 for Muhammad in that CLS 63. What do we have here? That's Scott Hockensmith in the CTSV. Klaus in the Challenger Red Eye. Don't know what that means, but hopefully you do at home. Maybe that's the condition he gets from sitting in the seat when it accelerates. I don't know. But the Corvette's not going to stick around to find out. For them. 153.4 for Scott in the Corvette. Klaus in that 19 Red Eye. 137 and change. Scott Rice in the McLaren. David Dumont in that GTR. 180 for the GTR so far. 163.9 for the McLaren. Let's listen to him eat.
How's exploding, Jeff?
160.03 for David. Scott Rice with a 158.56. Both down a little bit from what they're normally going. Mateo Perez in the 570 GT McLaren. Joshua in that Z06. Neck and neck there for a bit before McLaren. That was my bad.
Eddie, I'm blinking.
I just had Viper on the mind, I guess. 156.7 for Mateo in the McLaren. 158.1 for Joshua in the Corvette. Got Rick coming back in his Evo up against Trevor in that old Fox body Mustang. Trevor's been a best of 114. What can he do this time up against Rick's Evo-tastic beast? Going to throw the power down on this run. Fox body just made it to the finish there. 173.01. I guess Rick turned it up a bit. Lots a bit. Good for him. Trevor Morrison with a 115. He turned it up at least almost 1 mile an hour too, so got to give him some credit there. Kevin Maddox, 16 Hellcat, coming up against Mark in a ZL1. That's what you'll see here on your screen any moment. There's Kevin and Mark. Mark in the ZL1. 140.36 for Kevin in the Hellcat. Mark in that ZL1 with a 136.2. Zach Friedman in the Viper ACR. Aaron Hudson in that 18 Mustang. Love that plum crazy purple. Look at that jet taking off. Big old airplane. I don't know if it's going to take off, but they're definitely moving it around. That's full beast mode right there. You can see it on your screen. Last run there, 151.7 for the Viper, 113 for the Mustang. Tracks. Just got word that the track is cold. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll get to the bottom of that here shortly. Can I make a bathroom run really quick? Jeffrey, can you hear me at all? Porta potty, yes. Looks like during my little bathroom break, the track went green again. That's good. That was Matthew Ortega in that Cobra, Karaman in that Mustang GT. 142.5 for the old Terminator. 19 Mustang GT, looking for the mile an hour on that. Just not going to get it, I guess, because he's not there. Wait for it. Wait, almost there. And what is it going to be? Oh, it's okay. I'll announce it. As long as it shows up on my screen. 22.66 miles an hour for Karaman in the Mustang GT. Way to go. I'm not sure if he was making just a fan pass, just to kind of wave at everybody. Hopefully everything's okay. Definitely going no faster than 22 miles an hour, though. I bet he doesn't even go that slow in the school zone. get him take a look at. Look at all those airplanes in the background, if you can see them or not. It's beautiful out here. What you're seeing on the screen has not happened yet, by the way. That's Aaron Gosnell, the Gazi-built Civic. They haven't made a run yet. We're waiting to see why a Mustang went by at 22 miles an hour. Other than the obvious, it's a Mustang. Hey, I can say that. I have a Mustang, so. Looks like they released him. Comes Aaron. That looked like a pretty good pass for him. Here comes Dana. That's his wife. Gazi-built Hondas. Status symbol auto body backed. There you go. Aaron with a 164.1. Dana with a 128.8. Gotta like that. It's my understanding a tree fell on Dana's car and they had to repair it really quick. Can't think of anybody better to do that than Aaron. We got John Donzel in an RS3 Audi up against Kyle Rains in a Camaro RS SS. Lots of S's. So there you go. 145.5 for Kyle. John with a, wait for it, speed of who the heck knows right now. It's a mystery speed. Have to get that worked out with timing. Robert Bailey right there in the Demon. Eduardo in the Corvette Z06. John's speed came up finally at a 148.7, those that would like to know. Eduardo with a 147.6. Robert Bailey in that Demon with a 174.6. We got Jared Melvin, a 1,500 horsepower GTR. No mile an hour on him yet. I believe he's the one that spun, I think, maybe. Looks like he's doing pretty good now. I couldn't tell if he was in it, out of it, and then back in it. 194.47. Either way, that was pretty fast. Raj coming back in that Tesla Model S. Did a 146.06 so far. Raj with a 145.02. Daniel Whipple, that GTR with a 145.4. Benjamin Barfield, 18 Hellcat. It's right there against Tron and the other Hellcat. Tron's a regular here, seen pretty much every time we're out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Brought to you by Drag 965. Don't forget that, here locally our beer gardens are open. Got plenty of food opportunities as well. Excited to see everybody out here. It's getting a little chilly. Not going to lie. We got 2 coats on. It's cold. A little chill, Bill. Shout out to a few people I've got at home watching. I know they've been messaging me all day. We got Aaron Frisbee. Hello to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. She's obviously watching to see what her brother's going to do, which we haven't seen. That's Miles in the Integra. world record holding Integra. Of course, we got Aaron. Aaron, you know who you are. I told you I'd give you a shout out, so definitely wanted to do that. They're messing with my mic. We're trying to solve some sound problems, so you're probably going to hear all kinds of funny things come out of the microphone for a bit while we get that sorted out. Check that out, though. That's not every single day you see a big, giant airplane. If somebody could tell me what that is, that'd be fantastic. But that thing is in full beast mode. Look at that thing. Let's race that. Oh, my goodness. Look at the front of that thing. He's not going to shoot me, is he? Oh, my. Oh, boy. Is he going to take off? And if so, are we all going to die? I mean, that thing's huge. So there you go. That was Kevin Rudeen in the English Racing Built GTR. I'm looking for the mile an hour. Everything turned out okay on that run. 230.30 miles an hour. Woo! I'm not sure if Remy was driving that or Kevin. Either way, it's father-son team, Rudeen Racing. That's with a very strong headwind, too. I'd have to check, but I think that's personal best in that car. Might have been a little faster. They'll let me know. How'd you guys like that? Let's not forget, we are at an active airport. Check this thing out. We're going to have full liftoff. Look at that thing go. Look at that big old giant island in the sky. There's not something you see every single day. What kind of horsepower does it take to get that thing up and in the air? Look at that thing. Looks like a blimp with wings. Wow. So there you go. We saw that. That was pretty cool. We got another GTR coming up. We just saw Rudeen Racing make another real fast pass, 230 miles an hour. That was pretty cool. So we got Zach coming back in a GTR. Been 148.5. Going up against the Viper. That's Nicholas Jackson in the Viper. Been a best of 138.7. Zach with a 147.4. 154.11 for Jess Perry in that GTR. 143.08 for the Mercedes. Joshua Fugatti in that Audi S7 coming up against Jason in the Corvette. $138.6 to $149.6 for Jason in that Corvette. Logan Kirk, 03 Mitsubishi Evo up against Dan Hammonds. Little Mitsubishi Evo is going to drag that Porsche down to the end. Nicely done. 158.2 for Logan in that Mitsubishi Evo. Dan and the Porsche 177.7. Got the 777s there. Time to go gambling. Shane Brown in a 16 Corvette Z06 up against Mark in another Z06. A little Z06 on Z06 crime. Let's see if I can get some information. I have some people asking me some questions I'm going to try to get some answers to. $144.3 for Shane. Mark with a 146.8. Now we got Jenny Young, 15 Corvette Z06. Not sure what's going on with my mic. It's getting a little goofy. Where did that go? So Jenny Young, 15 Corvette Z06, 125.77. There you go, right there. $143.8. Up next, we got Raj in the GTR, Kelly in the Viper ACR. Wind's starting to pick up. I would imagine some of these cars are going to have to make it to the starting line soon. Headwind's starting to pick up, I feel like. Speaking of which, it looks like I got a fast one coming up just after this. Kelly in that ACR Viper. Raj in the GTR. Mile an hour, 144.5. Kelly with a 137.5. Now we got Jaddy in his Audi R8. UGR back in the house. I know Jaddy's going after the Audi R8 world record, which is 144 and change. Looks like UGR is coming up with a flurry of cars. Might want to hang on to your shorts. Definitely alerted fire and safety. Here comes Jaddy. What's he going to do? Mile an hour. That looked wicked fast. Did he do it? It's got to be right there. There you go. 250.00 miles an hour. Jaddy Gill, UGR. What do you guys think about that? Here's Coy Christmas. UGR, what's that going to be mile an hour? Told you all the fast ones are going to start coming out. Mile an hour coming up. 243.51 miles an hour for Coy Christmas in the UGR built Huracan. Of course, Jaddy, I believe, I'll get confirmation, this just smashed the world record for an R8. I don't know if I got that right or not, but I'm going to find out soon. Coy backed it up with a 243.5 in his UGR Huracan. Now we got Fabricio in that Dodge Viper. He's already been at best at 210. Of course, that's a Calvo Motorsport Viper. Going up against Justin Young in the ZR1. He's in it to win it too. Mile an hour coming up. 198.41 for Fabricio. Justin with a 159.2. We got that beautiful 67 Corvette coming back. Bradley Tidmore, 157 and change. Last time going against James Roy in that Civic. Also been at 157 and change. Look at that beast. Looks like he got out of it a little early. Not the Honda, though. James Roy in the Honda with a 146.6. 109.6 for the 67 Corvette. Dustin B. Zoob. Try to say that fast. Dustin Bazoob, 15 Corvette coming up, 800 horsepower in that beast, 158 miles an hour best so far. Kind of excited to see what that's going to do. Of course, all of our awesome cameramen and women out there, revolution.com, bringing it all to you right now so you can see it. Not sure what happened on the Corvette there at 95.6 miles an hour. If he swings by the tent here, maybe I can show him where the gas pedal is. All right, next up, we got Gringo Tegra. My understanding is Miles is going to send it on the first pass. He already owns the record at 2:08. I know he's looking for something over that. What's it going to be for the Gringo Tegra? English Racing built. Aaron Frisbee, hopefully you're watching at home. Here we go. Looks good and clean so far. Oh, he's going to send it. What's the mile an hour going to be? 203.99 miles an hour right off the trailer. Gotta like that. Miles Kerr and the Gringo Tegra English Racing built beast. 203.99 right off the trailer. So I can only imagine what Miles is thinking right now. Bruce Morehouse coming up next, 95 GTI. That's my understanding. I like that green one we see out there. Some pretty fast imports out here at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. This thing looks full beast mode too. What's in that thing? So we're going to head over to JP and his vehicle. He's going to take a run, that last run in that Volkswagen 196.59. JP, are you ready?
What's going on, guys? It's JP from Edge Autosport. I'm about to do my first run in our shop car, the 2013 Focus ST behind me. It's got a GTX 3582 turbo. It's got auxiliary fueling, and it does about 630 to the wheels. My personal best is 147 out in Oregon. We've got about 150 more horsepower on tap than when I did that run, so we'll see what she does this time. Hoping to do about 160, so let's go do this.
Nicely done, JP. Can't wait to see that. Let's see what we had there. Nolan Craft, that 300ZX just going by. A little bit of smoke. Don't know if we need to get that track looked at or not. Cody Marani with a 145.4. Was a little bit of smoke, though, coming off that 300Z. Seems like we should get that looked at. So here we are. We got Klaus in that Challenger Red Eye, Lawrence in that S7. Excuse me there. Lawrence in a 149.7, 158.1 for Klaus. Of course, we got Greg Orr coming back in that Skylark, going up against Sandy Marani in that 14 Viper. Both these cars have been over 190 miles an hour. That's right. I said the 61 Skylark Buick has been over 190 miles an hour. What are they going to do this time around? Take a listen to these two. Wait for the mile an hour there. Greg Orr with a 168.04. Sandy in the Viper with a 162.1. Misty Varga coming back in her 07 Corvette. Mark Parker in a ZL1 Camaro. Both have made multiple runs. Misty's been a best at 150.6. 140.01 for the ZL1. Corvette with a sneaky there. Misty Vega with a 145.5. Mark with a 133.4. Chad Riley coming up in that Trans Am, that one that went 191 miles an hour. Never thought I'd say that. 1,050 horsepower in that beast. Going up against Justin Preston in a ZR1.
Just let me know how the pan shot works with the green.
Look at that beast. Sticking up out of the hood. Thank you, camera guy. No, don't chase him away. Almost had it perfect. A little stall at the beginning there. Not sure what's going on. Let the fire out. It's back on. Gonna let it eat. Comes the Corvette. Here comes that Firebird full speed. ZR1 with a 150.70, 180 flat for the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Muhammad in that CLS 63 coming up, been a best of 153.5. Dana Renee in the Civic, she's made multiple passes, best of 129. So here comes Muhammad in that Mercedes. There's Dana Renee, also doubles as a grid girl occasionally. Muhammad with a 155.07. Dana with a new best, 130.13. Jess Driggers in that McLaren 720S. Just ripped off a 184.6. See what he can do this time. Hopefully all my fans at home watching, having a good time here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965, produced of course by Revolution.com, carried out by Shift Sector and a bunch of other people. Look at that, a better 191, gotta like that, 191.5. He keeps getting faster and faster in that McLaren. Pretty soon he's gonna hit ludicrous speed. Brian Spockman, 15 GTR, Scott CTSV, that's what you see right there. Well, it's not the only thing you see, but you know what I mean. .17 miles an hour for Brian Spockman. Scott with a 151.2. Now we got Jared Melvin, the GTR, been a best of 194, up against Tim in the RS7, been a best of 140.1. Makes all the horsepower is all quiet like. GTR got out of it obviously pretty early. 139.6 for Tim in the RS7. So here we go. We got, I believe this is Coy Boy Jr. in the Vader UGR built Lamborghini coming back. He's going for 200 miles an hour is my understanding. $18 years old. Gotta be one of the luckiest 18-year-olds old around, huh? That look good. What's the mile an hour gonna be? Waiting for the mile an hour right here coming up. That was Coy Boy Jr. right there. 200.00 miles an hour. That was the goal, and that's exactly what they did. UGR does not disappoint. Don't have any of the information on this car coming up. Looking for here on my screen. Congratulations to them. Just had a little conversation with Kevin from UGR. Got some good information to bring to everybody here. I want to announce a couple races and then I'll get right to it. So we got Kevin right there in that Mustang GT to 152.9. Cole with a 154.5. Up next we got Nick Miller in that 08 Corvette. Tanner in the 370Z. As they get ready to take off, you see them there on your screen. Some UGR awesomeness is coming down the pike here quick. First off, Coy Jr. just ripped off a 200-mile-an-hour pass, which is what the goal was for that car today, so that's great. That's early. Jaddy, I did just confirm via Kevin at UGR that Jaddy did take the R8 world record. Giddy, I believe, had set that record earlier, but Jaddy just beat it at 250 miles an hour, so that's fantastic. And in even better news, I'll give you this information here in a second. Nick Miller, 156.3. Tanner with a 129.5 in that 370Z. So this just in, we saw the red UGR Lambo. It had a little smoke at the end. It was nothing serious at all. They're getting ready to run that car again here soon. They're trying to get all the oil cleaned up. Apparently they had a vent line hose that went AWOL. And they're going to be back out in that car. But in even more good UGR news, they're getting ready to take the Drag 965 UGR built Lambo. It's going to be coming out for basically a world record attempt pass. And I believe that's going to happen here soon, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that. So thank you, Kevin from UGR, for that information. Always appreciate the insight there. Fans love that kind of stuff. This is just how big this airstrip is. It's actually dark on one side and lit on the other. Look at that. You can see it in your camera views right now. It's pretty crazy. Matthew in that Lamborghini Gallardo, Tim Steves in that Camaro. 122.3 to 127.7. Hopefully they're going to hook up some of my speakers so people can hear us here. Hey, there we go. I can hear us a little better there. Now we got Aaron and Matthew, BMW M3 up against the BMW M5. But it is pretty freaking crazy how the airstrip is so big and long and wide that it can actually be on one side light and the other side dark, just like what you're seeing right there. All that cloud coverage. Just wanted to let everybody know, a lot of people have asked me, been getting message after message after message. Two things, and this is just in straight from the source. I just want to make sure everybody at home knows and here. Lucas English is great. He's fine. No worries. But it does not appear as though the ETS car is going to be making another pass, or at least not today right now. So that's the information I have direct from the source. I just want to make sure and get that out. As always, I appreciate everybody that reaches out, asks the questions. I do the best I can to answer them live. There's Zach in that beautiful plum crazy purple Viper ACR. 153.01, almost a personal best again. Air's certainly cold enough to make some power. Looks like we got that crazy Volvo back, going to go up against the Corvette. Not sure what he thinks the outcome's going to be, but he's having a good time. I'm having a great time now. He's having a great time. I wonder if he can get that thing over. What did it do last time? Let me look here. 111.36. I wonder if he can do 115. What do you think? Will the Volvo do 115 today? We're taking bets. There goes that beautiful Jetstream blue Corvette. That's the Volvo. $142.9 for the Corvette. 117. Hey, look at that. He went over 115. Maybe next up we'll do 120. Volvo 245. Eric Pavley, Viper ACR. Been a best of 217 up against Kevin Miller. Looks like he's in it. What's that mile an hour going to look like? Wicked fast. 210.10 miles an hour for that pass. For Eric in that Viper. Kevin Miller in the GT with a 151.9. We're going to be inside this Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Wait for that. There you go. Driver view. Looks like he's doing pretty good so far. There you go. There's a vantage point you won't see every day. There goes that GTR. That's Justin Summers. Mile an hour coming up. Justin Summers with a 201.07. Challenger Hellcat with a 144.7. You got an inside view there. I love that driver view. Whatever view you'd like to take have a peek at, definitely get on one of our live streams. There he is there. If you're just now joining us on the live stream, we are the first ones that have brought that to you in that way, which I think is a lot of fun. We got Keith Buckman, Corvette Z06 up against Randy Dowles in that Turbo S. Corvette stayed in it long time. Mile an hour for both of them. 152.7 for the Porsche, 168.5 for the Z06. We're fairly confident, by the way, that another record has been broken for McLaren's with that 191 mile an hour pass. We're looking into it right now. That's what it appears, though. So we're breaking records out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, left and right. Weather's been pretty good. Make that happen, of course. Sandy Marani in that Viper, 192.2. John and the Demon, 151.9. Here we go. We got right now in the pits, that is the Rudine Racing Beast built by English Racing. I saw this car in the dyno do 2,500 plus horsepower. Definitely check Facebook pages for cool videos on all those things. But lots of titanium went into this build. I think there's even more in it. That car just did 230 miles an hour, I believe. Of course, you can also see the ETS car. It's all safe and sound over in the background through the window there. It's a great vantage point. Looks like they're getting ready to go back out there. I see fuel in their hands. That means that car's getting ready to make another pass. What do you guys think it'll do next pass? Somebody let me know if Remy's driving it too. I'd love to know that. So we've got Lucas Conzi in this 2010 CTSV. James Kunze, Mr. Brothers, 15 Mustang GT. There they go. Looks like it's going to be CTSV for the win. Miles per hour coming up. 145.7 for Lucas in the V. 126.5 for James in the Mustang. Greg Ibsen in an 06 Corvette. That's what you see right there. Got a parachute. flames. It's got a parachute. It must be fast. It looks pretty fast. Definitely stayed in it all the way to the end. 165 or 170. I can't even talk today. 176.54. Obviously, just better, just mile an hour from today at 172.7. So gotta like that. Cars are getting faster. Don't forget, we just chatted with Kevin from UGR. They're getting ready to make another attempt at the world record in the drag 965 car. We got Serjan in this GTR and Jesse Perry in a GTR. They're going at it right now. Side by side, all the way at the end. That's like a photo finish. Let's see what the mile an hour shows us. Close. Jesse Perry, 154.2. Serjan, 150.7. Another GTR and a Challenger. Michael Jake in the GTR. James Black in that 16 Challenger. Both made multiple passes. 182 best GTR. 173.7 Challenger. There's smoke coming off the GTR there. I don't know if it was tires or what was going on there. Looks to be doing fine now. No drama, but that GTR looks like it's gone full attack. What's it going to do? It's going to pass him at the end is what he's going to do. 174.2 for Michael Jake. James Black, Challenger, 144.1. Now we got Clint Hensley coming back. Oh, yes. Now that's what we're talking about. We got the drag 965 UGR. We got the UGR pit. So there's the red one that'll be coming back soon. Obviously, they're working. There's our new current world record holder R8 at 250 miles an hour, driven by Jaddy. And, of course, there's the Coy Christmas car, and there's the Coy Boy Jr. Vader car. Beautiful Porsche. Love our pit news. Got to get some more of those. So that was Mark doing a 146.6, Joshua doing a 142. We got our own JP in his Ford Focus ST. That's who's coming up next. He's out there. Of course, we saw JP in the pits earlier. EdgeAutosport.com. Definitely look them up for all your... He's local here, so make sure and look them up. We also have Brian Tobia in a GTR. No information on that yet. Here we go. GTR is plenty fast. That's Brian. Comes JP. 187.5 for Brian in the GTR. 89.91. JP must have had to pull out of that bad boy. It's my guess. Now we got Craig in this 16 Volkswagen Custom. This is that asphalt, I'm going to call it asphalt jungle. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's been pretty fast, 140.32 miles an hour so far. Not sure if they're going to complete that race, if it's going to go. It looks to me like I got Joel Cox in a Camaro ZL1 up against Angela Fugatti in a Corvette. That's what it looks like to me. So once again, I'm starting to see all the fast cars. They're getting fueled up. It looks like they're getting ready to make some more fast passes, so you definitely want to stay tuned out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Joel right there with a 143.04. Angela with a 139.3. Andy Kingsley's back in his 02 Porsche. Whoa, they changed it on me. Wish they'd stop backing up through there. Let's see who I really have coming. Kyle Loftus, 01 Z06. Andrew Irving in his 17 GTR. Hopefully that's what you see on your screen there. GTR looked plenty fast there. Kyle Loftus coming up at Z06. 200.45 miles an hour for the GTR. Kyle, of course, is the Pioneer 1320 video. And I'm pretty sure we'll have to have a chat about his 72.59 mile an hour run, because I'm sure that car's capable of a lot more than that. But I'm glad to see him out here. Donovan Leader. Sorry about that. Got Donovan Leader in 11 Mustang GT up against Rusty Welch, 18 Mustang Panamera. Boy, I'm going all over the place today. In the Porsche Panamera Turbo S.
Says you're good.
Mustang definitely lifts the front end of that bad boy up with no problem. Rusty in the Panamera 152.9. Donovan in that Mustang 174.08. Bill Scheffler in that Pontiac GT8 going up against Klaus in that 19 Challenger Red Eye. I'm only announcing what's on the screen, by the way. That's just what it says. By the way, if anybody's looking for, if they've lost an American Express credit card, I have one up here. Obviously, you're going to have to describe it to me before I hand it to anybody, but if you are looking for one locally, I've got it here. Mile an hour, both those. Bill Scheffler, 137.7. Klaus with a 134.8. What you're looking at there is Doug Bishop in his Audi S6, been a best of 145.6. Anthony Christopher, BMW M3, been a best of 131.08. Somebody's trying to get the jumpy jump. Still got the jump. Guess he wanted to win that bad. So Doug, mile an hour in the Audi S6, who got jumped on, 146.2. Anthony, who jumped him with a 128.02. Joshua in a 13 Camaro ZL1 coming up against Brandon Smith in another ZL1. 171.5 for Joshua. So there we go, mile an hour, 166.5 for Joshua, 137.1 for Brandon. Leslie Howe in that BMW M4. Looks like it's going to be a solo pass. Looking good so far on the run. 138.97 been a best so far. It was a 142.5. Lamborghini Aventador up against Jeff Blair's M3. Good looking run there. It looks like the M3 is going to take that Aventador to Gapplebee's for an entree. He definitely chewed up that Aventador. I'm not sure what's up there. Had to have gotten out of it, is my guess. 156.7. To a 134.3. Look at this. This looks like what we got over there. That looks like Cowboy Motorsports. Look at all those Vipers. There's that plum crazy purple Viper you see on your screen. Look at that. They brought out all the horsepower, and they've been doing fantastic today. I don't think there's been one incident that I can think of for Calvo Motorsports. Appreciate their support for the Pikes Peak Airstrip attack. And look at the arsenal they brought out. Woo! Got a little Mustang on Corvette action. Joshua Detweiler in his Z06. Tracy Archer in his Mustang. Looks like a California special. Even have a second gear scratch there. Here comes that Corvette. Woo! Photo finish there if you're going that route. Corvette's going to have a higher mile an hour is my guess. Mile an hour is coming up. Let's see what we got here. 155.5 for the Corvette. 146.06 for the Mustang. Another Corvette here, Justin. Beautiful ZR1 making its way down. Sounded all kinds of good. What's that mile an hour look like? 148.08. Again, it's a beautiful day out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Waiting to see who's going to come up next off pre-grid. I do know that we have,
2 for the camera and 2
looks
for
like
the
Rodin
monitor.
Racing, looks like they were fueling up. I talked to Kevin from UGR, and they're going to make some more serious runs. One of them in the red car that we saw earlier. And then they're going to go, hopefully, big and large in the Drag 965 Huracan. Starting line right now, we got Raj in the Tesla Model S, and then he actually owns both cars, the 14 GTR next to it. Thank you, camera person. You see the launch on that Tesla? He's still dragging the GTR. Is it going to take him down or not? Looks like it's going to be the Tesla. What's the mile an hour going to be? $143.1 for the Tesla, $146.7 for the GTR. You got Andrew in that 300ZX coming back up against Tron and the Hellcat. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I definitely have the best job in the world. So there you go. They're off and going. Tron was not going to stick around for that 300ZX to come up on boost. I'll tell you that for free. Tron with a 143.3. Andrew with a 141.81. Awfully close. Now we got Aaron Gosnell. Gosney built Civics. Status symbol auto body. Appreciate their support here. So James Roy is going to come out of on top this one. As he pulled out of his. James Roy, mile an hour coming up. $159.4. Aaron shut her down a little early. Muhammad in that Mercedes CLS 63 up against Tanner in that 370Z. big beast to be going that fast. 153.4 for Muhammad. Tanner in the 370Z coming up. 128.7. David Dumont, 13 GTR. He's been a best of 180.6 up against Marcus in that Evo. He's been a best so far at 157. So far, the weather's holding out very well here. Just never know what it's going to do, though. I see blue skies and white clouds. Just never know. .36 miles an hour for David. Marcus with a 160.03. There's that asphalt jungle thing I was telling you about. Pretty cool. It's been pretty fast. 140.3 so far. Going up against Bridget in a CTS-V. I think I followed her in. 166.11 so far, best. .2 to 158.5. Next up, we got Kyle from 1320 coming back in a Z06 up against Jason in his Corvette. I know that car makes great power. Let's see what Kyle can do. He certainly looks in it this time. What's it going to do, a mile an hour? Looks like he got out of it again. I'm not sure what's up there. Like it was in it to win it, in my perspective. 132.5 for Kyle. Jason in the Corvette, the 2011, was a 149.4. Ah, look at this. McLaren. You can see it right there on your screen.
Really unique.
Beautiful car inside. That's not our... what we think is the current world record holder. We're digging into that right now, but nonetheless, beautiful car. Got our pit cam out there doing some work for all you fans at home and here. You can see it up on the Jumbotron. These cars have such nice lines. Seem to be in the 155 to 165 mile an hour range, unless there's been some mods. Love seeing that. If you guys want to see more pit cam stuff, definitely just give us a shout. Get on one of our live feeds and tell us what you want to see, and we're happy to try to accommodate that, especially if it's realistic. We got Nick Miller coming up in the 08 Corvette, Aaron Hudson in an 18 Mustang coming back up. I can't wait. I'm going to try to actually have a little snack here. I haven't eaten since I got up this morning, so I don't want to get any loopier than I probably already am. I also don't want to miss any of the action, so there's, a couple things going on there. Nick with a 157.5. Aaron with a 129.2. Cody Zimmerman coming up in a 19 Charger Hellcat. Matthew coming up in an 06 Gallardo. Matthew's been a best of 122 in the Gallardo, 150.2 in the Hellcat so far. Plum Crazy Purple. $149.75 to 121. See what we have coming up next. Scott in a Mercedes AMG GTS up against the McLaren. That's Mateo at 570 GT. think we'll call Johnny's Integra Snap Crackle Pop. That thing was all kinds of poppy down. Did 153.6 miles an hour to Andy Butterfield's Corvette 136.6 though. That was popping fresh. That was crazy. Boyce, 2011 ZR1 coming back, 159.4. Michael Jake, GTR has been a best of 182. GTR is out for a good run. .00 miles an hour for Boyce in the ZR1. Michael with us. Mile an hour in those last two. 150.2 for the Audi. 148.5 for Zach in the GTR. Kevin coming back in the Z06. Benjamin in the Hellcat. It's pretty close right there. Corvette's going to be like, nope. .143.7 for Benjamin, 151 for Kevin. Logan in that Evo, waiting for that mile an hour. It's there somewhere, sneaking up on me. It's getting kind of breezy too. Hellcat was 139, I can tell you that. Joshua coming up in the Z06, Robert Bailey in the Demon.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, video changed. Encoding.
.141.5 for Joshua. 156.7 for Robert. Sorry about the delay. Trying to cram my face and announce at the same time. It never really mixes, but I'm trying. That was Seth, GTR with a 149.5. Martin in an M3 with a 155.6. Up next, we got Jeremy Vance in a 911. Lawrence Farmer in the Audi S7. Looks like the Porsche probably pulled out a little sooner than later. Audi with a good mile an hour. 146.5. Jeremy's 94.8. Alan Ramirez, 14 Chevrolet Camaro, going up against Doug Bishop and the Audi S6.
Alan Ramirez in the ZL1 doing 144. And Doug Bishop in his Audi S6 doing 145. Pretty close one right there. Up next, we got Rusty Welch in his Panamera. Brand new Panamera Turbo. And Brandon Smith in his ZL1. Panamera coming through at 153 miles an hour. And the Camaro ZL1 at 136.7. Next up, we got a Mercedes GLA 45, 2019 model. And we got a 2017 Chevy Corvette Z06. Mark in his Z06 coming through the traps. He's clocking in at 144.65. Luke in the Mercedes at 130.62. Got a Fox body going at it right now. John in his 2018 Dodge Demon coming through with a 152.91 mile an hour run. And I think the Mustang definitely lost traction there in the beginning on that one. The CTS on the right-hand side lane is spraying some nitrous. This should be exciting. Let's check this one out. This is a brother versus sister run. Like the family rivalry continues. The sister taking it down. They matched speeds, 163.10 apiece, each of them. All right, we got Matthew Talbot in a BMW M5 coming up, as well as a 2011 Ford Mustang, Tracy Archer.
Thank you, JP, for taking over while I had a little bite to eat. Appreciate that. Can't wait to see more action in the pits. Fans love that. Steven Tasca with a 147.2. Sir John with a 151.5. Right now we got a couple Corvettes, it looks like. That's Angela Fugatti, 17 Corvette. Eduardo in the 16 Z06 Corvette. It's a great camera view. Once again, sorry, I had to have something to eat, right? Vardo with a 148.3. Angela with a 139.5. We got Greg Orr in that 61 Buick Skylark. Been a best of 191.16. Joel in that ZL1. He's been a best so far, 143.04. He's in it to win it. That looks wicked fast. Definitely got on the power there. Mile an hour, 194.05 for Greg Orr in the 61 Buick Skylark. Joel with a 142.9. Got downtown Carl Brown back in his Camaro ZL1. Joshua Fugatti in his Audi S7. Downtown Carl Brown's been a best of 191.2 so far in that beast. He's definitely in the power. That looks strong. Downtown Carl Brown, mile an hour. 183.6, 135 for Joshua. Comes Kelly in the Viper ACR against Cody in the Charger Hellcat. Let's not forget, this is pretty cool. I got a couple things I wanted to go over. So Colorado Springs is going to be the home of the U.S. Olympic Museum and Hall of Fame. The museum will be one of the world's most accessible buildings and will celebrate all the Team USA's dreams and achievements. Opening in spring 2020, guests will enjoy a customized and interactive experience at the newest attraction in Olympic City, USA. Look for that Viper mile an hour. Hang on a second. I'll get it for you. Kelly with a 137.3, Cody with a 147.2. Mark Martinez in that 08 Z06 coming up right there. Up against Craig Hunter in that Charger Hellcat. Don't forget, you can spend your vacation on vacation and look before you book at flycos.com. Imagine flying out of Colorado Springs Airport. No long drive to get there. Parking's easy, close to the terminal, and reasonably priced. Lines are short and fast. Now that's more like it. Make your travels less stressful by flying out of Colorado Springs. Or Colorado Springs. My bad. Read two things at once. Patrick Kennedy coming back in the English Racing Built GTR. Definitely in the power. Awesome English racing power. What are they going to do mile an hour? Wow. Kennedy GTR mile an hour coming up. It's been a best so far, 2:19.8. For some reason, I'm not getting the mile an hour pull up on any of my screens. I'm not sure why. He went all the way through the traps. Looks like I've got a little timing and scoring issue. Still not showing up on my screen. That was Joseph in the Carrera, by the way. It was either Joseph or Patrick in the GTR. I'm not sure which father-son team. 2,100 horsepower in that beast. Not sure why the track's not hot. If somebody from in-house can give me a shout and let me know what's up. But that's why we're holding. Now we got Leslie Howe in that M4 up against Joshua in that Z06. .143.6 for Leslie in the M4. Joshua with a 142.4. Misty Varga in that Corvette right there with Daniel Whipple in the GTR. .146.8 for Daniel in the GTR. 148.8 for Misty, which I believe that's a new, no, it's pretty close to personal best. Lisa Kraft in that 300ZX coming up against Matthew or Tagero in that Terminator Mustang. One of the can't miss places in Colorado Springs is Garden of the Gods Park, rated #1 on TripAdvisor. Definitely want to look that up. With its towering red rock formation spread out over 1,400 acres, this registered natural landmark offers dramatic views, Instagram-worthy photo opportunities. I don't think I've ever announced that before. Rock climbing, hiking, picnicking, horseback riding, and a variety of tours. Lisa with a 110.84, Matthew with a 143.7. Up next, we got Brian Filer with a BMW M3. Luke in his Mercedes GLA 4.5. Been a best of 130.6 for the Mercedes, 139.4 for the BMW. Around the outside there. .146.2 for Brian in the M3. 131.9 for Luke in the Mercedes. Got John Millia in that Dodge Demon going up against Alex Christmas. She's the world's fastest woman in the half mile. The best so far of 170.78 in the Ford GT. That's slow by comparison for a GTR. 220 is what netted her that title. Pretty cool. Whole Christmas family is out here racing today. Alex has got no problem pushing on that gas pedal. I'll tell you, that's pretty awesome. John with a 153.11. Alex with a 171.5. She just keeps getting faster and faster and faster. Beautiful Corvette coming up here to the line. That's Mark Hackle Road, 17Z06. The defining geological focal point of Colorado Springs is Pikes Peak, America's mountain. With endless scenic and recreational opportunities on this beautiful mountain, you can drive the Pikes Peak Highway or take a shuttle tour to the summit. You can either hike Bar Trail, take a guided bike ride down the highway, or fish the pristine reservoirs. You might even spot Bigfoot. Now there's a claim. I want to spot Bigfoot. So Mark just went through the traps there, 147.2. We got Larry Allman in his McLaren 675 LT, been a best of 158.2. Rick, who just turned the heat up on his Evo, been a best of 173. There you go. Couldn't have got much closer than that. Mile an hour coming up. Larry with a 156.5, Rick with a 173.4. Rick just keeps going faster and faster. How much speed is in that car, Slick Rick? So out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. What do you think? What do you think the next fastest pass is going to be? What do you think it's going to be in mile an hour? Any guesses at home? Any guesses here? I'm kind of curious. While Matthew Talbot in that BMW M5 comes up against Louis in that Ford Focus ST, they're off. Matthew with a 150.7, Louis with a 140.9. Brian Spockman, 15 GTR coming up against Tracy Archer in that 11 Mustang GT. 211 so far for Brian in his GTR. Mustang's like, man, I got to get out in front or else. I tell you, it's just not going to matter with that GTR. That thing's wicked fast. That looked like a 20 fast mile an hour run to me. Brian with a 213.88. Gotta like that. Just gained 2 miles an hour. He keeps going faster and faster. Tracy Archer with a 146.1. Eduardo in a 16 Corvette Z06 coming up. What do we have here? Instead, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. UGR in the house, Drag 965 Lambo, world record run attempt. I have to say it's the fastest I've ever seen that car go. What did it do, mile an hour? They definitely turned it up. Mile an hour coming up. 257.58 miles an hour. They just gained almost 3 miles an hour on that run. Casey Howarth piloting that beast. Piloting that beast. 257.58 miles an hour. Can you believe what you just saw there? I mean, that they own the record. They just about backed it up again. Looks like there was a little bit of smoke at the end. We're going to be back in 30 minutes. Come back and see us. We'll be ready to have some more action just like what you just saw then. Excited to see you guys. Thank you. Live at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Brought to you by Drag 965, Revolution.com, and Shift Sector.
The great non-stop destinations from the Colorado Springs Airport. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
If you're into fine cars, you take care of them, you invest in them. But who is watching your other investments? At Pacific Sun Financial, we work for you, not the company. Unhappy with your current advisor? Give us a try. Call us at 949-716-8646 or visit our website at paxsunfinancial.com.
The Colorado Springs Sports Corp brings top-flight events to Olympic City, USA. Each summer, more than 10,000 competitors gather to compete in the Rocky Mountain State Games. Spectators and competitors from around the world witness the prestigious Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. And the annual Labor Day liftoff blends the scenic beauty of Colorado Springs with an awe-inspiring collection of hot air balloons, music, and fun. To learn more, visit coloradospringssports.org.
Planning a trip sometime soon? The Colorado Springs Airport makes it convenient with easy parking, shorter lines, and non-stop flights to great destinations and beyond. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
Think you have what it takes to challenge America's mountain? Go for it on August 10th at the epic Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb. Jump on your bike and compete in the competitive race sanctioned by USA Cycling on Pikes Peak, America's mountain. Or bring your family and friends to compete in the Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb Grand Fondo, a non-competitive fun ride for cyclists of all abilities. Learn more or sign up today at pikespeakcyclinghillclimb.org.